Shooter ready.
Yep.
Shooter ready. Okay, on.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Ready. Stand by.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Shooter Are You Ready podcast. My name is Midwest Savage, as you might know, or if you're just now starting to find out, hey, how you doing? How's it going? This is the podcast where we talk about competition shooting, being a weirdo, and having a good time. I'm bringing my co-host, Paul. Paul, how you doing?
Back again. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I thought you were going to say something way cooler than that, but it's Paul, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know. I don't have anything today. It's Monday when we're recording this, and
Dude, don't get me started on being jealous.
you had a weekend.
I
just
had
had
a
a bit of a
weekend,
day.
bro. We'll get into that. We'll get into that when we bring in the boys, the boys, as we say. Ladies and gentlemen, we're bringing in the boys. First, my guy. You know him as my guy Tommy, the Slavic
Yo.
cowboy. Look at his
What
handsome
is up, guys?
Croatian face. I love that guy. And then we'll bring in the tallest Asian I know, ShO.
What's up?
Oh, I was going to say that's about
I'm
right.
actually
Is
not
that
that
ShO?
tall. I'm only 6 feet.
See, I told you guys, he's not taller than me. There was a
Suffering from
discrepancy.
success.
This is the boys. This is the AkAllDay shooting team minus a wife, Tommy's wife. But this is the boys, and we're here today, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk guns. We're gonna talk competition. We're gonna talk good times and what's looking further down the trough this year for everybody here. So I don't know. Hey
Where do we want to
guys.
start? Do we want to
I
start
don't
with
know.
KCon, or do we just want to start with a little jibber jabber here?
Well,
Jump right in.
we can jump in. First off, I like to talk about myself. This weekend was rough. Okay. this podcast was supposed, I'll try to throw this up Tuesday on the 20th. If you're hearing this, this was supposed to go up Sunday, but I got called into work Thursday and I had to work. Paul, math me, 16 times 3.
Isn't that
48.
48?
48 hours. I worked 48 hours in 3 days. It was rough. Not enough time to get a podcast in. And I apologize to you, kind folk, and the boys for that, because we were just getting ready to hit the record button and my phone rang. And I'm sorry. But, you know, duty calls.
Yeah.
But we're here now, and I'm excited. I just had a cheeseburger before we started this, so I'm pumped. I'm ready to go.
From a place, or did you make it yourself?
The old lady made it. Got Carolina Reaper cheese on there, some hot mustard. So,
Is that pleasant?
what's that?
Carolina Reaper cheese.
If you're a man, yes, it's not bad at all.
I mean, I'm not trying to outwhite everybody on this podcast here. I like the spiciness as much as the next guy.
Tommy, you're a
but,
hot
like-
cheese man. Say something. Stand up. For it.
So I'm not like, I'm not really a hot guy. There's certain
All right,
spices.
hold on. We're gonna mute Tommy. ShO, you're a hot cheese guy.
No, I'm not.
Son of a
but I'm
bitch.
not.
All right,
No,
well,
I'm not. You're on with some white boys.
look, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's more or less like a sales ploy. Like, it's Carolina Reaper cheese. Watch out. But it's like, it's all right. It's not like that cheese I bought a while ago that came in like a 1 pound brick and it had a warning label on it. It had like an orange sticker, like, this is not a joke. You know, watch out. I'm like, you don't know who you're talking to. And dude, that hot cheese, it was ghost pepper cheese. That shit fucked me up royally.
Yeah, at some point in time, it's not pleasant anymore. Like,
No,
what
this
are you
wasn't,
trying to
dude.
achieve?
I was
with
legit- I
the
made a
hottest
steak-
cheese in the world.
I legit made a steak, egg, and cheese burrito for lunch, and I just like cut like some slips, you know, some slices out of that brick. I just laid it down in the burrito, put my eggs and stuff in there, rolled it up. I was like, this is gonna be fire. I think it was like 1 a.m. when I cracked that thing out of the lunchbox because I was working third shift at the time, and I took one bite and I was just like, oh. And I'm like basically like dipping it in my cherry flavored yogurt to try to cool it down as I'm eating it. And like, you know, I could have just not ate it, you know, but like my mom would have been pissed if she knew I made something.
That's a trailer park Euro right there. The
Yeah.
strawberry yogurt acting as
basically.
the tzatziki.
Yeah.
So anyways, what'd you guys have for dinner?
Costco
Dinner's sitting,
pizza.
actually. I got potatoes ready to make mashed potatoes, and then I'm doing some steak. So
Nice, my guy. Paul,
Having a late dinner.
what'd you do?
I had a late lunch today because of work, so I'm probably done eating for the rest of the day.
Oh.
Just as we've got Masters coming up this weekend, and I don't want to come into it.
No, dude.
Being a fat guy.
Like our buddy Josh Froelich said, if you eat like shit, you can just keep eating like shit. You know, your body already runs on it.
Yeah.
Don't change it.
man.
Yeah, but that's like I've really kind of turned a corner in terms of my eating probably the last like 4 months.
And I'm just gonna step in now and say, Paul, you look fantastic.
Thank you. I'm down 32 pounds. And then I put all of my stuff on that I'm wearing for the armored category at Masters, and that weighs 40 pounds.
Look at that.
So
There you go.
I lost all that weight just to put it back on because Neil Vermillion bullied me on the internet.
Neil, that's your nemesis. That's what I tell people. Somebody
It is.
at KCon asked me that. They said, "Hey, I heard your episode with Josh." And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Paul was asking him about a nemesis. Does Paul have a nemesis?" I didn't even think it. Like instantly, I was like, "It's Neil."
Yeah.
And they're
it's
like, "Really?" I was like, "Yes, it's Neil."
And it's completely one-sided. He has no idea that it's happening.
Yeah.
It's like like from a distance. It's like it's never brought up, and it's just one-sided.
There you go. Well, as long as you got, well, like I told somebody else, I said, basically our shooting team is like a row of ducks. I was like, Tommy chases Paul, I chase Tommy. ShO, we don't know who chases you yet because I mean you joined this year, but I think it's
Yeah, what am I even doing? Why am I even here?
ShO, you're here.
We need somebody
you're
to
one of
shoot
the
irons
guys
and
now.
actually
we
podium.
We all had a meeting before you showed up, and we were like, we need a guy who shoots fucking irons. And I was like, ShO shoots irons. Let's get this guy on the fucking team, and he does it well, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't noticed,
Yes, he does.
and I got to
On
give you
one
credit.
leg.
Yeah, no shit. That was what amazed me. All right, we're gonna jump into this KCon, ladies and gentlemen. Me, Tommy,
Hop
ShO.
right in.
All right, let's right in.
We just finished KCon, and ShO was out there fucking on the podium with a limp. All right, and that made me feel like a piece of shit. I'm like, this fucking guy's out there limping. And I can't even get my shit together. It's like, what is wrong with you, Jamie? Come fucking pull it together. But I mean, Paul, you weren't there, but I'll start off and say I did as I normally did. I did good on half the stages and completely shit the bed on 2, which put me,
So
mid-tier.
before we get into the actual stages and how everybody did, how ShO got a limp, I mean, the subtle foreshadowing is just setting us up for a fantastic episode here. Let's go around the horn and just, what was everybody shooting? What did everybody bring? Caliber specific, if there's anything that you guys want to talk about that was on your rifles or anything like that. I think people really like to hear about gear. And I mean, if they listen this far, I think they deserve to make that happen. So we should probably start off with the Iron Man ShO.
Yeah.
ShO, what were you shooting?
Got it right here. Minus some components.
Ooh.
The usual. The Crest M23.
And he shoots it well.
2x39. With the
Very
Scalaworks Peak
Now-
01 sights. So technically not AK irons, but irons still. And
Now-
tougher, in my opinion. They suck
Yes.
to shoot. They're terrible.
ShO, that's why I got to give you credit. Not only do you shoot irons, but they're not traditional AK irons. And like talking to you about shooting the long distance shit, you're like, I can't see it. It's just I have to decide how much of the front sight I want to put over the target. And I'm like, God damn. I was like, I'd be
Yeah,
furious.
that's pretty much all I can do. So I get it. So like everybody asked me, like, again, I can't remember at what stages who asked me what, but somebody always asked me about shooting this thing. Like, how do you even do it? Like, why not just bring a regular AK? Well, the point of this is to do it like KCon, make that shit tough and hard as shit to do. And I make it happen, I guess.
Damn right you do, ShO.
But we'll get into it later. That's missing the bulk carrier group. That I'll show a little later. I don't want to talk about it right now.
Sore subject.
More subtle
It is.
foreshadowing there. And KCon's
was.
a
It was very
two-gun competition. What pistol were you running?
Oh, yeah,
Pistol?
showing the RoboCop.
All right.
You, ladies and gentlemen, you got to be watching this on YouTube to see all this. This is, I mean, you can't get a good visual of this RoboCop
So
side
this
piece.
is, I've had this for a few years. I just never really shoot it. It kind of just sits around because I was too lazy to change the springs out, and it generally does not handle like standard loads at all. So it's got to be pretty hot. But I recently got a deal on it on some springs. They were dirt cheap, so now I'm shooting it. This is the Lone Wolf Arms G20T in 10 millimeter. It has got a humongous comp, pig nose on there. This is
3-port compensator on the front of that, which I think this is the first 3-port that I've ever seen on a pistol. Normally they kind of max out at 2, but this thing, that's got to be, well, in man math that's
need
probably
an
6
extra
inches,
pulse.
but that in
Yeah.
real math that's probably more like
girthy.
2 inches.
It's girthy.
Yeah, it's pretty girthy. I nicknamed it the Bear Jew. So it does pretty well. It shot well. I had a few dead triggers. Don't know why, but it's Lone Wolf's. I just use our standard trigger that comes with the kit. It's not fancy at all. I let plenty of people play with the trigger. It is honestly pretty terrible, but I didn't want a fancy trigger in this thing, so I just wanted to roll with it and see what happens. Turned out well. Did good on pretty much most of the stages, but the tire stage, that was whenever I was having a dead trigger. But yeah, that's what I'm running. 10 mil, and I'll probably run it again.
Was there anything in the stages that you felt like 10 millimeter performed better than if you were shooting a 9 millimeter pistol, like shooting through brush or anything like that?
So, no. So as far as this KCon, there wasn't really anything, I guess, covered and hard with pistol. But what I did like about it was the more solid hits on all of the poppers. So there were no light hits, and then the ones that we were warned about that could possibly pop back up, I mean, it just slammed them down. So,
Hell
but I
yeah.
was running 180 grain SMB loads on this, so they're just factory loads, but they still hit pretty hard, especially on the low poppers.
180s
They had him. They had him
very
stuck.
heavy.
Oh, say
Yeah, no, I
180.
had to kick a couple to flip them back the other way.
Yeah, they were down. Those things were down.
Tommy,
But yeah, and I'm running just the standard 407C on this thing, so I ain't running anything fancy. No Trigicon or nothing, just a cheap old hollow sound.
and
Hey,
is
but it
that
works.
the dot or is that the donut?
It's the dot.
Okay. I think I have
I
the
went cheapest of the
donut.
cheap on it.
I was say, does anybody
Yeah,
here,
I
Paul? You run a
contemplated
donut?
the donut, but
I
Yep.
can't do it. I've tried it because I have like the option, and I don't know. I don't like it on a pistol.
The only reason that I run a donut is because I bought the wrong one and I'm too lazy to ever return anything. So I was just like, well, I'm going to run with it. And honestly, just kind of have been rocking it ever since. And that's been 3 or 4 years now.
Wait, what Holliston is it on a Holliston you're saying?
It is, yeah. It's a 403C, just like the one that ShO has there, but it's a different nomenclature after it. It's like the 403C D or something like that. And then it's either I forget the MOA that the circle is, but it's a pretty big circle, and then I just zeroed it to where it's like the holes appear kind of in the middle of the circle. But you get out past 10 yards and that donut just covers everything. So to me, it's just like a dot. I don't really notice it anymore, but whenever somebody picks it up, they're like, oh shit, what's up with this? So I don't know, it freaks out the hose, which goes along with my current disease.
Bitches
but
can't handle it.
They can't ShO, anything else that you want to call out on your gear?
no, not really. I mean, my
kind of shoes you
pistol, my
wearing?
belt. I mean, shoes. Hold on, we can talk about shoes. So
Go bring up
the
footwear.
best to run.
Oh,
Morel.
look at that
Yep.
quality.
Love 'em.
Look at the arch support. Holy
If
shit!
if I see somebody running Solomon's, I know that you got sold those on Instagram.
Dude, first competition, I bought a pair of Solomons, and I know my shoe size. I'm not a fucking idiot, right? I bought many a shoe.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at
9 is not a hard number to remember.
Dude, forget about it. So 10 and a half
Close
Solomon, and those things just like squoze my feet like all weekend. And I was like, look, I know they're new shoes, but goddamn, I was like, this is like that first Thunder you saw me at, Paul, like, and Tommy, when you had Ace was just a puppy. I was walking around just angry all weekend, not because I was doing bad, because my shoes were just squeezing the shit out of my feet. So I was just pissed all weekend, and maybe it hindered me a little bit in the scores, but yeah, ever since then, I wore them Solomons for like 2 days, and then I threw them away. I was like, no, fuck these things. I mean, because you're not going to return them after that, but I couldn't do it. They were ridiculous, so I switched up. We'll talk about that when we get to me. But onward and upward.
Tommy.
Yeah. Gear
What were we
wise,
running?
so if I'm sure most of you guys know, but Krebs actually, he did his run at doing the match, and that first day was the long distance day, and I was determined to take the little guy out far because one of the days Jamie, Mark, and myself went to like the quarry. We shot out to 500 yards just in prep of this, and I ended up smacking steel 3 times back to back with this little dude, and I was just determined to take it out. So I
And
ended up shooting.
for our visually impaired listeners, when we talk about this little dude, if you can't see it right now, he does have a gun on screen. His pants are
Yes.
still on. So could you kind of walk us through what this little dude is?
So it's a mini Brill. I saw this exact rifle done for Rachel, and it became like what I wanted. I absolutely loved it. It's I guess technically one of the only NATO 5.56 AKs, and yeah, 9.3-inch. He did his work to it. Has the Krebs Yeeter on there. It's the plate on the side. He did a couple little touches.
And the
And
yeeter
this thing
is actually a spring-loaded mag kicker. So when you push it in with your index
Yes.
finger, it will actually assist you in kicking that mag out.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So under the actual mag catch, there's a spring that when you lock the mag in, it just puts pressure on it. So once you hit this, that spring is ready to kick that lug out and just throws the mag out. And obviously not good at KCon.
I'll say it's nice in other competitions.
But I got used to, he put this little extended one on.
Mhm.
So I got used to just kind of hitting it as it got loose, just grabbed it and dumped it in. So I wear a little pouch under where I carry my mags. So I just do the same action. Anytime I need to get a mag, put a mag out, I'm doing the same thing every time. And
And the reason that you would want to retain your mag rather than just kick it out is because KCon has some specific rules around you have to retain your mag, otherwise you receive penalties.
Yes.
So
30 seconds.
which is huge, and all of the penalties at KCon are pretty big.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's retained before you fire your next round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you drop it, you got a chance to hurry up and pick that bad boy up before you bust off your next shot.
But right now we've got 2 different divisions because at KCon divisions are based on optic choices, which I want to make sure, because I didn't go to KCon, that I have this right. So ShO, you were shooting in irons. The
It's
previous
just strictly
KCon,
irons. That's it.
Gotcha. So the winter KCon actually had it where they were dividing up by like what your rifle optic was as well as your pistol optic. It sounds like they didn't continue with that one into the summer match.
They went back to the original.
Gotcha.
It was a bit too much, honestly.
I was about to say that. I also think that for the number of rounds that you're shooting with your pistol, just leaving the pistol as completely open and not trying to segment that into its own separate divisions, I think was the smart move.
Yeah.
Kudos to Matt and team for trying it at Winter KCon. I think that if there was ever a match that really took a lot of feedback to heart, it's definitely KCon. So, cool that they tried it. And then also, recognize that, hey, this probably isn't something that our shooters want. And then for the summer match, going back to what they had traditionally done. But so that was day 1, Tommy. Did you shoot a different rifle on day 2, or was that the entire weekend?
No, I ended up shooting this both days on the match.
Okay.
So the one thing that I did switch was my pistol, which I wish I would have kept the orange the whole time, but we'll get into that later.
Oh, okay.
Pistol remorse.
And, that is, I did that at last year's summer KCon. I brought a staccato that wasn't mine, and then I was swapping it back and forth. Do I shoot more of a Glock or do I shoot the staccato? Should have stuck with the Glock. I have tiny little baby hands that are great for holding up burgers to make them look bigger on Instagram than they actually are. But for shooting 2011 platforms, not the best.
Paul doesn't eat Whoppers.
I exclusively eat Whopper Juniors, and I make them look like Whoppers, let me tell you. Anything else in your kit that you'd like to call out or talk about, Tommy?
Tommy, what shoes were you wearing?
shoes, I wear.
Well, you were like
I
legit
I
boots.
stuck with these Oakleys. So I have like the.
You don't have to get them out because I don't have. I'm
I
wearing
wish
flip
I
flops
wish I
right now.
had them, but next time I see you guys, like I'm gonna give you one of my boots and hold it. It weighs as much as I'd say 2-3 pairs of socks. Like it's nothing.
Wow.
It's super light. They're Oakleys. I didn't like look or try. I just saw the weight of them. I was like, all right, let's try them out. And they've
And
been
did you get
good
those on
so far.
Amazon?
Yeah, I did.
There
know
you
it.
go.
Well,
Ain't nothing
okay.
wrong with some
Shocking.
Amazon footwear,
It
baby.
was one of those. It was one of those deals, and it was before the last year's summer KCon. I needed some boots, and I was like, I'll get them like a week before, wear them around, break them in. Ran with Ace a little bit, and they've been the go-to since. So I stuck with them.
Sure,
I
are you
need high
drinking
tops.
ginger
I'm
ale?
clumsy.
You weirdo.
Yep, my usual.
Are
Is
we
Ale8?
are we gonna have ginger ale slander on this podcast?
Dude, I am
Because
not a
will
ginger ale guy.
I will not
Oh,
stand
so
for it.
I was raised on ginger ale.
Dude,
Yeah.
no way. I think I
That was
accidentally
like
bought one
that
once.
was
And I
the
was,
only like pop I could have growing up.
no way. I
That's
think
our
I
water
accidentally
here.
drank one and was like, "What the hell is this?" And I've never gone back. I haven't tried one like over 20 years because I just had a
Well,
bad experience.
you
You should
should.
try an Ale8.
What's
one
that?
Yeah,
What's
you
the
ain't having Ale8.
what's that Canadian one? Is that not good? Don't the Canucks have one?
That's totally different.
Oh, that don't taste
Yeah.
like the Ale8?
Oh
Is that two
no,
different? Is this like a Pepsi versus Coke thing?
No. This is like
no,
hometown
that's like
versus Canada.
that's like RC Cola versus
Ugh.
actual Coke from Mexico, I guess.
Are we gonna have RC Cola slander
Okay,
on this
see,
podcast?
that's
Yes,
another
we
yeah,
thing
are.
that I-
Yes, we are.
It keeps the big guys
This is getting
honest.
rough.
Dude, RC
All
is
right, then it's like
gross.
Dr. Pepper versus Dr. Shasta from Dollar General.
Oh, well, give me
Shasta.
pepper all day, dude.
You think you can make a better soft drink than Dr. Pepper? He's a goddamn doctor.
Yeah, that dude, he's went to school for this.
I
No,
wanna
I
know
love
who
Dr.
Shasta
Pepper. I don't
is.
hate on
That's who I
Pepper.
want to know.
Shasta? Shasta's gross.
He's
That's
probably
like,
wild.
what's that other one? Wildwoods? The one that just had like Wildwoods grape. Wildwoods orange. Like they didn't even try to make a fake name. They were just like, these are the flavors, dude. We're Wildwoods. That's what we do. It's like Faygo. They don't church it up. Well, I guess maybe they do.
What are those that pretend like they're flavored drinks, but it's really just TV static?
Oh, dude, I love this. You talking about flavored water? Are you talking?
Bubbly or whatever.
You're not talking about Topo Chico now.
No.
Let's say,
It's,
dude.
Bubbly?
Bring
Sparkling
the
ice?
elbow down.
Oh, Fresca.
Fresca
What?
and LaCroix.
No, Fresca is a grapefruit flavored soda.
Well, then
No,
there's
they
either
have like
Fresca or
all
LaCroix.
types of shit. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
all types of flavors. Fresca.
Because now we're gonna get into hating on Squirt, and I'm gonna get pissed.
No,
I love
never.
Squirt.
That is a Midwest delicacy because LaCroix is like a hint of a mention of lime, where it's like they canned the drinks and then they drove them through an orange grove, and then that's where the flavor came from.
And then they sealed the cans up after they drove.
No,
through
they
the
were already
North
sealed.
You guys need to find Maine Root.
Coast. See, now we're not. This is what I'm talking about. That's why I love this podcast.
Try that.
Let us know in the comments what kind of sodas you guys enjoy. Because, okay.
Local
Maine
sodas
Root.
only. I don't need national brands.
No.
Comments.
Okay.
No. This is Maine. This is from Maine, but it's Maine Root, and it is.
It's a what flavored water?
No, they do like Coca-Cola. Like they have their own Coca-Cola, but it's all natural, everything, and it is great.
Well, okay. If we're gonna talk favorite sodas here, let's not, because I don't even. I'm torn between like 3 different ones.
Can I tell you guys a secret in front of our many listeners?
Yeah, hit it.
I haven't had a soda since 2006.
There you go, bro. I'm proud of you. I actually had.
It's the only reason I'm not 400 pounds because I'm addicted to liquids.
I don't drink soda often, but
if there's a tasty liquid out there, I'm finding it.
I only drink soda like with certain dinners. Like I had tacos today from the taco joint. Yeah, you have to have a glass bottle of Coke with it, like, or else you know, what are you doing? You're not doing it right. Or like,
see, I keep them around for occasions like this. I'm gonna go grab myself a glass Coke if you don't mind.
See, there you go. That's what I'm talking about, Tommy. Show's already cracked open the Ale8. I mean, I have a Gatorade. That's
Well, he's
you might as well pop a pop.
Yeah, right.
Jamie, what were we running at the Kalashnikon this year?
Day 1 was the M23. Day 2 was gonna run the Arsenal. Ended up grabbing the WBP instead because I was like, well, I used this at winter. Didn't do bad at winter. Might as well just keep it going. And there was some mishaps, some arguments, some rifles being thrown. Lost my cool, not gonna lie. But I ran those 2 rifles and then the Walther PDP for the side piece, and I was wearing some Saucony trail running shoes. And that's about it. And they're comfortable and they're fantastic.
What about your socks?
What about my socks?
What kind were you wearing? Like, what kind of imagery was on it?
This is funny you say this. When I shoot competition, I have a pair of black socks with white stripes on them that I always wear at competition. Those are my competition socks. I don't wear them at work. I don't wear them during leisure time. Those are my competition socks. I don't know why, but I got a pack of them for Christmas.
Wash them? I hope you wash them.
No, this isn't like a rally time. I don't wear my hat inside out or the same socks or underwear. I wash them and they stay in the drawer. And like if I'm running out of socks, you'll catch me wearing like a tube and an ankle because I'm not wearing the competition socks on non-competition day. All right. These are the socks I wear at competition. These stay in the back right corner of the drawer. But heavily coated in tick repellent. As I hosed my clothes down like 2 days prior, I was wearing it all day. I like re-upped the morning of. And side note to anybody who's out there in the field shooting competition who needs to put on some type of insect repellent, make sure your pistol optic is covered when you're spritzing all over your body, because you'll get to the first stage and they say, you want to check your sight picture? Say yes. Don't say no, it's good, because I checked it before I spritzed myself, because I held that pistol up and looked at it and it was like the worst starburst ever with little red dots all over the place. And I'm like, I think it's good enough. And I'm like, clean it. Just clean it. Don't be a dumbass. Just clean it. And so luckily my guy Tommy had some alcohol wipes nearby, some glass cleaning wipes. And it was much better after that, because I can't believe I actually contemplated on running it how it was, because it was bad. It was really bad. It was like a 17 dot reticle. It was bad. So big ups to Tommy for having lens cleaning wipes.
I always get them. If you're at a match and you need to clean your glasses,
dude,
hit me up.
Okay, let's talk about this. All right, like basic non-competition people. I'm going to a competition. I need ammo. I need magazines. I need my rifle. There's like things you don't think of that you will need, right? I mean, we can all agree here. I had an emergency eye wash bottle, because God forbid something get in your eye and you're up, at that next stage, sitting there still rubbing your eye, trying to get something out of your eye. You got to have Tylenol. You got to have the electrolyte drinks. You got to have snacks. I mean, we talked about a bunch of this shit with Moisha back when we first started this, Paul. But there's so many little things you do not think about that when you don't have them, it could ruin everything, And clip your toenails. I want to mention that.
That is one of my rituals.
No, that sounds weird.
One of my rituals before a match, and Mela complained about it at Clash Bash. It's a thing to do. Just do it a couple days prior. They've settled in. They're not sharp anymore. Yeah. You're good.
Look, you're on your feet all day. You're running. You're stopping. You're cutting sharp angles, trying to run left to right. I did not clip my toenails. I forgot. I noticed it when I was in the shower. I was like, these bad boys, get a little length on them. I want to trim these down. Dude, I'm looking. I got sandals on right now. Which one is it? Not my big toe, but my middle finger toe on my left foot. It's purple. Okay? Because I did not cut them. I didn't cut them. And Tommy, you remember I was in the room the first night with a pocket knife.
He's like, knife. I'm like, I hope it's a new knife, dude.
I asked Tommy, I said, you got nail cutters? He's like, what? I was like, never mind. I got this. Whipped out the dull Milwaukee hawkbill knife in my pocket. And I just had to saw through my toenail because it was killing me, dude. It was just like pressing up against my foot all day. And now I have a bruised toenail, but cut your nails. All right. Little lesson to be learned there.
If we lose subscribers, it's this moment.
No, dude, that's a good tip. That's a great tip.
It was one of those learn before you have to learn yourself.
Yeah.
So
Mela was complaining about you cutting your toenails because you do it in public. That's the complaint.
No, see, we were in the privacy of our room.
No, we were in the room.
Well, There's a couple of bunk beds in those rooms. You should, I don't know, take it inside. Nobody wants to see that. Your relationship
a
between you
gentleman.
and your toes is something for inside time,
Yeah.
alone time.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, the 23 ran great day one. I had a fumble on the 600-yard stage. That was on Tommy. That wasn't on me.
Oh yeah,
Were you
yeah,
shooting?
I remember.
I was.
Yeah, I was shooting for him.
I don't know.
Look, dude, I was shooting at this target. Okay, there's the 100-yard. There's like 500-yard targets. And there's
Was this your first stage, or what stage number was
I
this?
think it was our second stage.
So you're warmed up at this point in time.
Second
No,
stage.
I wasn't warmed up. I wasn't. All right. But like you lay on the little rooftop and you see, you know, target. You see the 300, 400, 500, 600. Obviously, it's way back there. But like I was so focused, like running up to the little rooftop, and I'm looking at the 4, right?
Mhm.
And I lay down, I'm looking at the 4. And then so me just barreling down, looking through the optic at the 4, I wasn't looking at the 3 because it was like below my sight of vision where my rifle was. And so I'm just busting off rounds, pow, pow, pow. And I'm like, dude, I can see that fucking thing moving. Why is this? I was about to have a Paul moment. I was like, I can see that thing moving. And there's a blue barrel next to the 400-yard target. And Tommy says to me, because he's behind me, like, you know, spotting for me, he's like, hey, are you shooting the blue barrel? I was like, no. Like, why would I shoot the barrel, you dumbass? I'm shooting the target next to it. I didn't know he meant that target. Because if he would have said, are you shooting the target next to the barrel? I would have been like, yeah, of course. So he like was trying to tell me, you know, there's a target you're supposed to shoot at the 300 because you got to go in sequence. And I'm just unleashing on this 400. Like, when is this guy going to call a hit? You know, and then finally the beeper goes off and I'm like, what the fuck? And I stand up and then I see this 300-yard target. And I was like, you got to be shitting me. And Tommy's like, were you not shooting at that? And I was like, no, I was shooting at the one by the barrel. He's like, I asked you that. I was like, you asked me if I was shooting the
what
barrel.
did they say? That was like didn't they say it was like an 8-inch at 300?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like an
And
8 or a 10
but it
inch
looks
drum
like
at
it's
300.
Yeah,
So-
but it looks like it's like 3 inches,
Dude,
and it's right on the ground.
yeah.
So Paul, you were at the winner.
Mhm.
Okay, so did they have 3 positions? How they had
Yep.
like 3 positions to shoot from? Okay, so we had to do like the wall first. You had 5 targets that were pretty much at the same distance.
It was the
So
same
each-
layout.
Yeah, each of those targets needed a hit, and then we went for the 300, the 400, the 5, and then the 6. But you had to hit them in a sequence. So if
Right.
you fumbled on the 4th 100-yard target, you weren't moving on to the next target. You cannot get to the next array.
Mhm.
So
No, wait. This was different than winter, Paul.
yeah, so
You
you
get
had
30
to hit
seconds at
all
every
of those
station.
first 5. We had, I think it was 60 seconds, was it not?
Yeah,
Was it maybe? Yeah, okay, 60. You had 60
Yeah,
seconds.
60
each station.
seconds at each position. Hit the 5 steals. Hit the 300, not 4, Jamie.
Yeah,
The
whatever.
300, then hit the 4, and then proceed. And I mean,
Well, no,
it was
because
a
remember
rough-
there was in betweener. You had the blue barrel, and then you had the one out in the open. So it was like 3,
Yeah.
4, and then like 450 and 5. And
Oh
then
yeah.
6.
Well, I didn't get that far. I
Yeah, me
mean,
neither. My guy wasn't
Well-
spotting for me.
There were three positions. Did Jamie, you were the only one that was shooting magnified by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Where you had the 3x magnifier on there. So you had 60 seconds at each position. So at the first
Right.
one, once that 60 seconds was up, it was like, hey, whatever you didn't hit, you're on to the next one.
Yes.
So did any of you make it to, because I assume that you started close in and then started working your way out. What's the furthest that you guys made?
They wouldn't let you engage the 6 right off the bat. You had to start
interesting.
short
Okay.
to long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
what
had to
I said.
start
So it
from
was like
the 100 and then
sequential.
work
So
your way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how far did you guys make it to?
I got the 5.
Okay.
Not the
yeah,
500.
so
the
I
5
think
and
you
100.
got you hit 15 plates. So
Yeah.
from each position you got 5. I was super surprised. So the really hard one was that 300. I hit the 300 from all 3 positions.
Mhm.
So being with again 9.3 inch shooting Wolf 223, for me to be able to hit that little dude at that distance, I mean I was happy.
Talk about how you cleared it all.
So I didn't clear it all. I
Oh.
really don't remember what I did on the first two stages or first two parts. I don't
Yeah.
remember. I haven't even looked at the video of it. I don't remember if I hit the 300 or not, because I only remember the very last section, because that's where like I went batshit crazy and started hitting everything. And it was just literally one after I cleared it, did the 300, cleared it, then did the whatever it was, 350 or 400, whatever,
390.
then did the middle
Yeah, it was
one,
like
then
390.
did the four, and then 5, and then it was all in sequence too, just bang, bang. I just kept hearing hit, and then I get to the 600. I got one shot off, missed it, and timed out.
And what ammo were you shooting, ShO?
It was that Tella.
Ooh,
It worked out
What,
great.
wait a minute. What ammo was that?
Wolf 223.
Oh, fuck
I
off,
believe.
dude.
Tell a what? Tell a friend.
Tell a
Tell a
friend.
friend. Tell
Tell
a
a
homie.
homie. Tell a ammo, ladies and gentlemen. We're about 36 minutes into this. If you haven't already, we love Tele Ammo. Okay, they help us out. We help them out, and help yourself out by going to teleimpex.com using the code Savage25. You're not gonna get a gigantic discount, but you are gonna get $20 off, which helps you with shipping, and it's it helps out. And Tele is reliable. It is available, and I mean,
As we just heard here, accurate.
you can look, you can sit here and call me a shill all day. I don't give a shit. I've been using Tele for coming on 3 years. And I've never had an issue with it. I don't just say that because obviously they're sponsoring, but honestly, it's good ammo. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't deal with them because it's
So
great.
I've never used it until KCon. I
Okay.
brought my own ammo just in case,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I was skeptical.
Mhm.
Yeah, I brought Arsenal down, and so it ran. Actually, I had, other than my gigantic failure of the weapon, as far as ammo related issues, I had 0 ammo related issues. I mean, it fired every time I pulled the trigger, so it worked out well.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Tele Ammo from a first timer. And that's Tele with an E. So, like I said, hit up Tele Impex. Wait, I got a banner to put up if you're watching.
Yep.
Hit up teleimpex.com and
Save
said-
some green, shoot some green.
there you go.
Yeah.
Savage 25. Save yourself some. Anyways, on to ShO being amazing with irons. ShO, that's you.
What about
Yeah. Oh.
what do we want to talk about?
I don't know.
So that was stage 2. Let's walk it back. So this year they didn't have team stages on Friday, like they have historically in the past. Completely understand there, just based off RO availability, sign up and creation there. So historically, Tommy, you and I have shot team stages before, both together and then as part of different teams. But Saturday was kind of everybody's first day shooting. Headed out to stage 1. What's the weather like? What are the vibes? Kind of where did you guys start at?
Oh, I mean,
I don't
first
remember
day.
what stage one.
First day was perfect. We
Oh, yeah.
started at
The tires.
tires,
Yeah.
which
Mhm.
let me tell you,
That thing's loud as
this little
shit.
this little 360 is not your friend.
No, not in the tire.
Huh?
When you're shooting in
Yeah.
the tire.
What?
I ended up doing pretty well on that one. I could look at
So
how it went.
walk us through
We
the
don't
stage.
need to look at
But-
scores. We don't need to look at scores.
Stage was 3 positions on tires, from what I remember. 3 positions on tires. You had kind of it was similar to like the hidden steel, where it's like kind of half of the steel is showing through the vent. You have like the
It was
little
about the
cuts.
same as last
Yeah,
time you were there.
it was
Paul.
about the same. So you had like 5
Yep.
steels
I think it's
with
5. I think it's 5 positions or 5
Yeah.
steel targets.
So
5
you've got
targets, 3
five-
positions.
You've got 5 steel targets that are out kind of within a tree line in
Yeah.
front of
Yeah.
you. And then you
Yep.
have 3 like tractor tires where
Yep.
is it one one tire on the ground and then one turned up above it?
Yes.
Or was it
Yep.
2 on the ground?
It's like 2, maybe. It's
Okay.
not
Yeah, I
that
think it's 2
low.
laying
It's
on the
gotta be
ground,
2.
1 sticking up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
it
if
might
I
be 2
remember
down. Yeah.
if I remember correctly, there are 2 that are at like the same plane. So we'll say like they're equal to each other. And then there's one that's up a little bit further. And by a
Up
little
front,
bit,
yeah.
It's a couple of feet. So all rifle, some pistol, or how did that one work?
That was all rifle, I believe. I don't think there was
That was
any
all
pistol there.
rifle.
No, that was pistol because remember you had the
Oh,
five
the
poppers.
You gotta
ones
run
to
back
the
on each
side.
tire.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, we were wrong.
The only reason I
Show's right.
remember was because I missed a popper. I forgot about it and ran back.
So you've got 5 poppers on either side for the 2 kind of
The
widest.
2 staggered. Yeah.
Okay. And did you have to hit all 5 steel through each
Yes.
tire set?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Once you
Yeah,
shot,
so you did the
Yeah.
5, you moved up, chose a side, did the 5 again, moved to the last 5, and when you cleared your 5th plate on the last tire set, then you had your bonus shot.
oh yeah,
So then you cleared it. You cleared your
What was
mag
the
out.
bonus shot?
Shot the bonus shot.
drop a
The
mag,
bonus
shoot
What
the
was
middle.
the second?
Yeah, bonus shot was instead of doing a stage clear how we used to do it, you take 1 shot at a designated steel, you have a clear dead rifle because mag's out, and you proceed. So it's a lot nicer than throwing that round out and,
Yeah.
getting hit in the forehead. Some people get hit and like stuff like that.
Because nobody
So-
likes wasting ammo.
No. So what did you guys, was the designated steel something that you called out where you're saying, hey, I'm going to hit, was it separate from the 5 steel that you were
No,
engaging?
it was the middle
or
one.
Was it
It was
Okay.
Yeah, it
usually this centermost in like a gong or a
Yeah.
centermost and it's an IPSC. But
I
they'll
think-
always
so it
tell you
wasn't-
like,
It wasn't just on this stage, this kind of carried throughout.
There's
the
a couple
company.
Yeah, there's
stages.
multiple.
So what
Which
did you
was
guys
nice.
what did you guys think of the kind of a high value kick the mag out?
I
I love it.
That's what.
one shot?
Love it.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, yeah, it was
that was
great.
a very nice addition.
Love high values.
Excellent.
I hit the ones that I didn't think I was going to hit, and I missed the ones I thought was a sure thing.
Exactly. Not even kidding.
But it
It,
was
it
cool.
happened that way. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's kind of I don't want to call it a simplistic stage because it sounds like kind of a lot going on with this one, but good stage to start on. Or would there have been another one where you're
No,
like,
it was a
man,
nice-
I really wish I'd started on that one instead?
It was a nice ease into the day. That wasn't too bad of a stage. I think so.
Yeah,
I
actually,
wish
that
that
was probably a good first starter stage for the morning.
Yeah.
I think that's probably good.
They didn't really throw you to the wolves on that one.
I honestly
Yeah.
think I would have rather done the one-handed shoot, the one that took me back a good point.
No, I don't like that
Average.
one.
That one I would have rather started with just because I would have been fresh.
Well, we
You
will
talking
get
about
to that.
the wall,
Yeah.
the wall stage?
The wall. Yeah. I would have
With
rather
the can?
started with that.
I should
Oh.
have bet on that one.
Any sun in the eyes on this one? When you start off early in the day, I assume like some of them.
I don't think sun was really an issue.
No.
I remember there was
The
it was
worst-
the same
It
stage
was
as last year.
Sunday,
Yeah, the one with what was that dude's name?
the rock stage.
The guy who says Precious Paul. I can't remember his name. Damn it.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember
But that stage, the one with the Death Star, that was like the one
Mm-hmm.
last year that was getting everybody because that was like the last stage. Sun's over, obviously facing you.
Yeah.
But other
Yeah.
than that, the first day there was really no issues with sun because I think by the time we finished, what was the last stage on the first day? Oh, that was the
So
running
that-
back and forth one. It was kind of same.
Yeah, that
I
was
think we
the,
ended on the
take-
same stage again.
Take a run or whatever he said,
Yeah.
or
The tire
Whatever he said.
stage I saw later in the day, and the sun like almost completely messed that stage up. You
Oh, I
know the
bet.
one with the valley. So we started properly on that one because we got good vision
Yeah.
on targets.
How was the squad? Just kind of before we get
badass as
into it.
always.
chill.
Absolutely, yeah.
Badass.
It was
Bunch of
absolutely
killers.
awesome.
I think we knew everybody on the squad, and there was nobody we really didn't know. There was one
Yeah,
guy I
no.
didn't know, but it was somebody's buddy. I can't remember. His name now.
Oh, Brad,
Is that Brad?
the old timer.
No. Brad was with us in winter. The guy from Star Wars. He was with us in winter.
RJ.
Yeah.
RJ.
No. He was
RJ
with us in
Eats.
winter.
No?
Other dude. Had
Oh,
a
are you
beard.
talking about Aaron?
No. No, he was with us in winter.
Okay, why wasn't there in winter? I'm trying to just nail out names. I wasn't even.
I
there.
saw him in the picture. He's just like a, I don't know, dude with a beard, black hair. I can't remember his name.
Oh, that's what's his name?
Aim
He's from AIM.
Surplus?
AIM Surplus, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that guy. That was
Matt. I think his name is Matt.
it. Good dude. Yeah, but
Yeah.
other than that, it was like the typical group of squad threeers.
I really like AIM Surplus a lot, but I kind of did them dirty last year, and ShO, you were there for that. I had built out a new Glock upper for my dagger lower, and I put too much anti-seize into one of the post holes for the optic mount, and it went down in there, and then it locked up my extractor.
Oh,
And it was one of their barrels, and I went over to them and I was like, "Hey, your barrel's screwing me up," and they were like, "Oh, we're so sorry." And they were so nice. They handed me a whole thing of ammo, and then I got home and I was like, "Why does this not work?" And then I went in there and it was just completely seized with blue Loctite. I brought it up in pods in the past before where I'm like, "Hey, like it wasn't even their problem, and they still helped me out. So please, like." Go to AIM Surplus, like buy a Glock,
Well-
because they're good guys, and it was on my own damn fault.
this is why I'm anti-Loctite. Okay, because
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, hey, proper torque spec gang,
yep,
rise up.
man torque, and that's all you need until it comes
It's
loose.
actually anti-Loctite, and you got to be pro Vibratite.
Yeah. Oh,
The good stuff.
see, I just put a little bit of Hubba Bubba in there.
Yeah, do they have cherry flavored
The red
Vibratite?
Loctite.
The red Loctite I just buy to consume. I just like
Yeah.
drinking that.
Put a little bit in
Yeah.
my coffee.
What
Yeah.
were we talking about? Was it the orange or
What?
Oh
what
yeah,
was that show?
that was in a.
What was that?
What was that Loctite we were talking about? The
Oh, that's green. Yeah.
yeah.
The
The special
super
stuff.
weld. Yeah, the
Yeah.
super weld.
Some JB Weld. It's
Oh,
never
it's worse
coming
than
loose.
JB. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, and it's like high temp and everything.
Yeah.
Perfect. I like to put. That's what I like to use to install my brake rotors.
Look,
Yeah.
we're almost an hour in, and we're on stage 2. Okay.
All right.
I mean,
next
don't
stage.
get me wrong. I love hanging with the boys here, but I think
Yeah.
it's almost as if Paul. I'm just gonna break it down to you. All the stages were about the same except for the scaffolding. There was a different jungle run stage, and
Were
there was
there
no Death
any-
Star.
Well, I guess so. The big things then would be: is there anything that you want to call out that is like, hey, I really, really liked this. Do more of this.
I love the blind jungle run stage, mostly
So
because
we've
Oh, yeah,
kind
that
of
was fun.
that okay. So the new blind jungle, the one that like they ran for the first time, some of the ROs didn't even see it. That
Mhm.
was awesome.
I loved it.
I busted shit on there. I slid about 10 feet. I had the gun in the safe direction. I was looking at the RO as I was sliding, and I was like, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I stood up, threw a mag in there, racked, and started shooting. Yeah, I mean, it was a great time.
So-
Being that you were there winter, you saw most of that, but that one blind
Yeah.
stage was
Yeah, this blind
cool.
stage, Paul, was amazing.
So KCon has now been at Lead Farm for 2 years.
Yes.
And before that, it was held at Big Piney. There are some things that I really like about Lead Farm, and then there were some things that I really like about Big Piney. Obviously, I think Lead Farm's facilities are nicer, just like for what they have. Sewage is not backing up, for
That's
one.
huge.
But do we, now that it's been there for 2 years, what are your thoughts about Lead Farm?
I love it because one, the facilities on site. That's huge.
Mhm.
That's huge. I wish, and I'm not sure how easy this is why for 2 years some stages seem redundant, I guess. Almost the same, similar. They try to change it somewhat, but it's still somewhat the same. It's like you're still driving a pickup, but it's a little bit different.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is next year is the 10 year. Okay. 10 years of KCon next year. It better be huge. It's going to be huge. I asked Matt about it. I was like, what are you going to do for 10 year, Matt? And he's like, we got to go big. And I was like, all right, well,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Well, I know baseballs are coming, so that's.
Oh
gonna
yeah, he
be a
mentioned that
traditional
baseballs
thing.
are coming back, so that's
So
for all you
baseballs are
people.
coming back. I would say like, and it was brought up before, but it was kind of talked between conversational and Instagram and like groups and stuff. But the kind of split of just optics and caliber, I feel like that's something that needs to start changing.
You talking light
If
and
it's going to
heavy?
be pretty much, yeah. I mean, how I'm looking at it is, and how what we talked about was if you are not giving advantages and disadvantages and everything's kind of the same playing field, like the guys running 7.62 are going to get hit more. They're going to get that recoil. I could hold Mella's gun out like a pistol and shoot it. You know,
Yeah.
that thing has zero recoil. The thing doesn't move. And you can't do that with, let's say, the same Sam 7, you know, the little shorty or whatever. I mean, you could
Right.
tune a rifle to do it. But if someone's going there and running a stock Wasser versus someone with a tricked out ace and 5.56 and they're in the same class, it's like, well, maybe we should kind of think about that because we're also doing platforms that are wobbly. We're also doing certain things that are making it harder. So why not
So,
split that?
so ShO and Jamie, I think you both, because Jamie, you shot 7.6239 on one of the days, right?
Right.
So being kind of the two here that were representing 7.6239 shooters, do you ever feel that you were, at such a severe disadvantage because of the caliber choice that you made? Because it is a choice. Let's kind of break it down here
Yeah,
where it's
Yeah.
like,
it's a choice. So,
Yeah.
like, I told plenty of people this. Like, I don't shoot my 5.56s because, one, I'm just running the Krebs gun. I'm running them 23 till it dies. But the main thing is I choose to do the 7.62 because of that, because it's harder and I'm shooting slower than the 5.56 guys. So it's more of a challenge. So I don't know. You see it. I hit podium twice, and I think it's a disadvantage to an extent, but I'm really
don't-
fine with it being mixed in, even though I'm slower a little bit. You know.
I don't think it's
But
such a
that's why
huge.
I stay within the irons, because if I go optics whatsoever, I'm gonna get destroyed. So I have a fighting chance in irons with 7.62.
There you go. ShO knows how to play the game. I don't think
Yeah.
there was really a huge disadvantage in my part. I think in hindsight, I should have probably just ran the Krebs for 2 days instead of getting real comfortable running everything one day with a rifle and then just completely switching it up the second day with a different caliber rifle. Or maybe I should have just ran 7.62 both days. Maybe that would have helped me somewhat. I don't think really on any stage I did better because I was using this caliber over this one. Because I think honestly, there was 2 stages I did really fucking well on shooting the 7.62. And I think I only did really, I'm talking like top 3 of the stage with one stage maybe with the Krebs rifle on Saturday. And that was, so I don't really think
What
there's
I
that
will
big of an
say,
advantage and disadvantage.
the advantage, like the one thing I see that I like as far as running 7.62 is there's less confusion as far as hits.
Yeah,
on the plates.
I'll give you that.
On steel.
yeah,
That's true.
especially at distance. You're throwing a school bus at these things
Yeah.
compared to the
Oh, yeah.
Prius that these 5.56 boys are running. But this is a conversation that I've been having with Big John recently too. We went out for burgers, Joe Roars, look it up. And it was like, especially in the world that he has come from, trap, and then some of the matches that I've shot recently where there's been a lot of distance and there's been a lot of like definitely I see more meta ARs at some of the matches that I've shot. But one point that he brought up is, at a lot of the matches that he went for trap, you'd get the kind of old guys at the end where they were like, if I had your gun, I would run 400 straight. I would run 500 straight. Well, you don't. And it's one of those where it's like, if you come to KCon and, hey, I'm running a bone stock underfolder Wasser with a single stack 9mm Rock Island Commander, which is a 1911, you know, am I going to be outclassed? Maybe, or you're just built different and you've put in so much time on both of these platforms that you can go out there and you can shred, which happened last year. I watched a guy come in and he had that, and I think he got second and third in irons against some pretty capable iron shooters that were out there too. So I honestly like the more linear funnel that KCon and some other matches have created of you are making a choice with your caliber and, you know, kind of optic and things like that. Run what you brought, and then, you know, the outcome is going to be what the outcome is.
Yeah.
And, you know, we talked to M26 Lemon Grenade recently, and he loves 7.6239. And you go out and you look on his channel, and you know, he talks about the virtues of the caliber as well as the cons quite a bit. And the more that I shoot in competitions where caliber restrictions are not so divided across the divisions, the more that I find myself being like, hey, you brought 7.6239. Them's the breaks. Like, run what you got, and, you know, the score is what you're going to earn and deserve.
Yeah, I feel, I mean, even like you said, I think it's more time behind the rifle. You can't really just be pissed off if you didn't podium because the guy who did is running 2.23. I mean, that's 100% on you. I wasn't mad at anybody else for shooting anything different than me. Like, I could be wrong here, but Bolts, I think day 2, he was just running a Wasser and his dad's old 1911, right?
His dad's old Wasser.
Yeah, his dad's old Wasser and a 1911, and he was out there just getting it. So there's no,
and like,
he had an advantage on me.
I understand that. I'm, you know, the 2021, I got second place in magnified, and I was running the Ace with a can on it. You know, so it's like that. That was a whole, obviously, different setup than me running the 7-pound loaded, you know, 20-something 30 inches versus what I had that day.
Right.
So, and again, that was 7.62, and I think Zach was the only guy that beat me on the long distance, and he was running either 5.45 or 5.56. So it's like, I understand it, and it comes down to also the shooter, how you're prepping for it prior, and many things come into it.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, one of the guys in the group brought it up. It's like, before we had like I think it was Bolts. Bolts brought it up with the spinner. Last year, you hit that spinner with 6 rounds, I think, or 5 rounds or 6. I think I cleaned it in like 7 rounds, and it took him 20-something rounds to get it over, and he was making hits with those 20-something, you know? So that clearly divided the group, you know, that clearly divided that group of, hey, if he only shot 5-6 rounds at it and cleared those 3 positions with those 5 or 6, but I got to pretty much reload to get it to flip again. That is a disadvantage for 5.56 for 7.62. So it's like, it was kind of balanced, because then you get out to long distance and you can make flatter hits. You know, 5.45 guys are doing great at that. We have 150 inches of drop at 600. So it's like, there's so many things that kind of divide it, but removing those kind of even balanced playing field things, I feel like you kind of need to start splitting the division up, is how I look at it, and how we talked about it in the group. So that was just kind of, you know, a thought of that. But, yeah.
Is there any?
I think the next was 3. What was it? The Huskadoo, Huskadone.
Oh, I fucking love that stage. That's my stage, dude. Hands up, John. I'm coming for you next year, bro.
Hey, you know what? I think our squad got 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in that stage.
Paul, you seen me destroy that in winter, right?
Yep, absolutely.
You should have seen me this year.
Yeah, I took 1st overall, and that was my first time getting a overall stage win. So that was like my glory that day.
So this is the stage where it's kind of the cowboy town stage, and you're picking over a shape, and then you're shooting left to right, right to left, essentially through different holes that are in there.
Right.
So okay, going back to the caliber, Tommy, you were running a 9.5-inch barrel. Should you be in a different division than somebody who's shooting a 20-inch barrel?
So I don't, but that's
Because
do you
on that stage, your 9-inch barrel, you didn't have to get as much to kind of
Yeah,
haul
you got the
around
advantage,
or move
Tommy.
around in there.
That was a huge advantage for me. But again, how I'm looking at it is, I would still be in a 5.56 division. I don't know. Would you split it up
Right,
into
but is
long
there
and
another
shorties?
split where then so 5.56 SBR,
Yeah.
shorter
SBR/pistol
versus a 20-inch barrel. This is where we start getting into the division kind of where you're splitting hairs.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the
this is
day-
a pedantic point, but it is more reflective of, hey, there's more to your rifle than just the caliber that is there for
Mhm.
like what ends
Absolutely.
up happening. But I mean,
Because again, I had to go. with
and
that
don't want to
long
take away from
distance,
you guys that hey, you did get in there and shred. Sounds like all three of you guys did really, really well
on that stage.
Hey, overall, but so what do you think it is about that stage that kind of drew the three of you into like your performance moment? Because it was the middle of the day, you're finally warmed up. You just perform on that because
I think
you work into it.
I think I slaughtered that. I think I held I held the record for irons as far as times go on it the entire time. But what drew me to beat everyone on that was just the fact that I just really wanted to beat John on his own stage.
Yeah.
That was it. That was my
feels
whole
good.
thing.
Feels
I seen
good.
John. Yeah, I see the mustache just waiting on me, and
Yeah,
it's
flipping
just
you
calling
off.
my name, and yeah, I feel like it's just wanting to fly over and beat the shit out of me. So,
Dude, I wish I
like,
was
you know
done.
what? I'm gonna smoke this.
I wish I was done
So-
editing my video just to show you the moment I knew I did better than I did in winter, because John was the RO, handsome John. And in the video, like, I just have everything uploaded. I haven't congealed everything to said YouTube video just yet. At the end of it, all right, time, and he just shows it to whoever was taking time, and I, make my rifle clear and shit. And I look at John, and all he did was give me the finger. And I was like, oh, I must have done pretty good if I'm just getting a straight finger and he won't even show me the time. And so that was good. That felt good. That's how you know you did well.
Yeah, he I think he got like 124, and he kept saying that number before, and like I kept that in my mind. So
No, he
this
did. He did
stage,
119 on that stage.
oh, 119.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Rookie numbers.
that also that was, and I'm gonna hold this forever. Bolts, this is not anything, but I love that I have one stage that I could hold on forever, that I beat you, and I love it. I'll hold on to that. Even if I never get past you on a podium or something, I'm cool with that one stage.
The gauntlet has been thrown.
But-
Tommy does not like bolts. That's Tommy's nemesis now.
Oh, come on. No. That dude
All right, clip that,
drives
clip
me
that,
more.
post it.
That dude drives me like it's crazy. Watching
Dude, it's
him
wild
run,
watching him go. He's
Yeah.
in the zone. Meanwhile, I'm back there
Um,
cracking jokes with his wife and I'm wondering why I can't shoot that good.
I was
But
trying
whatever.
to find it, but I think somebody posted on Instagram where they were like, that kind of the same thing. Hey, when you've done a good job, because John comes over and goes, fuck you. And then he puts in your chamber flag.
Oh, it was Schultz. Yep, it was Shoots and Shoots. It was
Yes,
fucking mad.
who also crushed.
Oh,
He
he
did that
destroyed.
to me too. I think he waited
Or
till
Miller,
we
sorry,
were done,
Ryan.
and then he came up to me on the next stage and said, "Fucker, you got me by 1 second."
Hey, a win's a win. John just can't
And then
handle
that's
it,
whenever like I started, I just started feeling great. I was like,
Yeah.
man, that's it. Game over. I'm done with KCon.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Well,
That's right.
you
I
get-
wanted to
you
go
guys-
home after that.
You guys got in my head with that in the memory stage, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But that stage,
Yeah,
the
fuck that
the
stage.
Cowboy stage,
fuck that
like the
stage.
one, so the Huskadoo, that got me. Like, I was actually worried about that one because, again,
Yeah, because shapes are close to numbers, and that's not Tommy's strong
shapes
point.
and numbers is not my thing.
Dude,
So
honestly,
I'm good. Again, I'm good with pictures, and it kind of got me with the shape. So I was like, I just got to stick with it. And I kept like looking up. If it's circle, go this way. If it's triangle, go this way.
yeah,
And that's it.
that's what I did.
And I was like square, and I still remember it. Squares were mostly in the middle. So I was
Yeah.
just like, nowhere to run. And I was just ready, and I felt great about that stage. And
I
it's,
didn't do that.
yeah.
I went full
I
on
just
Russell
literally just
Crowe
looked.
beautiful mind on that one.
I can't do that, man. Because then I'll be like, shit, I'll forget. And
Nope.
I'm glad everyone was yelling it.
I stood
But, yeah.
back while like the 4 people in front of me were running it, and I'm just looking at shapes. And I'm just running through scenarios in my head. Okay, if I do that one, I run left. But is it better to run right? There's this one, this. And then like you came up to me, Tommy, and you're like, "You got this, dude." And I'm just like, "Don't talk to me right now." I was like, "All right, triangles over there, squares here." And I was just running through like, "Okay, which way are you gonna go? Which way are you gonna go?" And I was like, "All right, if you flip this, you run there, but you could go this way." And then I was like, "All right," and then I said something to you about, "All right, if you do this, go left. If you do this, go right." And you're like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Tommy, just do it. Just do it this way. Just trust me." I was like, I've run through all these scenarios in my head. I was like, I'm like Doctor Strange right now. I was like, this is the one. This is the way you do it, and it worked.
And I'm the goldfish of the crew, so
Yeah.
those little moments help me. Like shit.
So let's go to the memory stage now.
No, let's
this one was.
I think that was the next day.
Yeah. That was
So
the
this
next
was
day.
one where you got
No,
what, 20
that was
seconds.
second to last stage on Sunday.
So
Yeah.
this was one where you had to go, and there were targets that were facing uprange away from you, and you had to look at the backside, and they would have pictures that were on there, and then you would run around and put the corresponding pictures that were on blocks into those buckets.
Right.
And then once you had one in the bucket, then you would shoot 6 targets downrange.
It's 5. 2
It's
hits
5.
each.
So they did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they did 5.
There
Yeah.
were 3 on the back and then 1 on each side.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So sounds like that didn't go well for the gang.
No.
The only good thing about it is Big Tony Lima, RO, much support. Love you, guy. He gave like a nice clue, and even though Kyle didn't like it, and Kyle was like, that doesn't make sense. I don't know why he said that. And I was like, it worked fine for me. He said they all kind of make sense when you look at the pictures. Because like one of them, okay, one thing had like a police badge, a radio, and something else. The other one had like a stethoscope and like something else,
That
and
was
the
a
other one.
shotgun. The other one is a stethoscope.
Yeah.
A
I mean, they all
syringe.
okay. Out of all 4, they didn't all make sense, but like some of them, like if you pulled a badge, it was this cop one. Like I just told myself, this is a cop, this is a bad guy. These
So
2,
all of
I'll
the
figure it out.
pictures essentially had a theme for the 4 of them.
Somewhat.
Some kind of theme, but like I almost got the wrong bucket on one of them, and I just kept moving.
Was it the shotgun or the
So-
pipe that fucked you up? Because that was the one that fucked me up in winter.
The shotgun.
Yeah,
The shotgun
yeah.
got me because I
'Cause
was
it's like a little
cop-
stubby.
I was like cop gun, and then I'm like, shit, that's a shotty. Like I had to look at it again because
Yeah.
I forgot who said it, but they were like, don't focus on, because you had a memory stage, so you had to go, you had to look. So I focused on one side, and I actually took my time. Everyone kept going back early, but I took my time. I was like, I'm looking at these pictures because again, this and the Huskadoo stage were the 2 that I was really worried about.
Yeah.
And in the end, I ended up doing like top in both of them. One of them I got 1 stage win. The other one I was like top 10, which was awesome because these are the ones that I'm actually like, mind's blown. I don't think I'm gonna do anything, and that it ends up working. So
The memory stage is the one I ended up throwing my rifle down in anger.
yeah, I remember that.
I was pissed.
Was
The
this
memory
during the
stage was the one-
stage?
Huh?
The memory is what we were just talking about. With the you have like 20 seconds to look and throw the blocks. It was Moisha's one.
It didn't go well for me.
Yeah, so he didn't have a good run.
No.
What were you going to say, ShO? It was the one that you did the best on? I was guessing you were going to say.
Oh no, it's the one I walked away with my forehead leaking.
Oh, yeah,
So we teased it before.
Let's divulge.
How'd you spring a leak trying to unlock your third eye?
All right. So, running the stage, I did all of them. I was on my last string, and I was on my second to last target to finish the stage. And I cleared the 2 sides, and I cleared one of the right, one on the back right, and I had 2, the center and then the left center to clear. Well, there was a skid, you guys know, on the ground that you could, lay prone from or whatever, and then you had to set your rifle on it each time. Well, I was like kneeled down shooting, and so my gun malfunctioned, and what happened was my recoil spring rod went back into the receiver, and as you know, I got the TWS, the M23 does on it, so my top cover popped up on me, and I had to clear the weapon. So I cleared it, and mind you, I'm over top the weapon on the skid. Well, I pulled the mag, and I went to rack it to clear the round, and I wasn't thinking, and I just racked that bolt so hard, so fast, that round just popped straight up, and the bullet tip just went straight to the forehead. And I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought, I hit my face with the round, but so I'm sitting there fighting, and I could not get it to go back, and I'm on the clock just trying to, more or less freaking out. I'm slamming the top cover down. The recoil guide rod was just popping back in, and I managed to. Someone yelled, "Hold it down!" I think it was Tommy or somebody said, "Hold the top cover down."
Yeah.
But I managed to pop a couple rounds off, and then I timed out. Well,
I was like, just hold it.
Yeah.
So this was,
But-
so this is the top cover retainer for the recoil spring right here. Just so I'm understanding, this fell down into the receiver?
Into the receiver. So what happened was, this is one of those things where you learn to not, how would you say, not to leave your gun be without checking it before a competition. I'm usually one of those guys who just takes my gun out and go. I don't really do much maintenance whatsoever. This gun does get a little maintenance. It does get a bore snake and some lube, but that's about it. But what I didn't know was the tail was peened so bad and just mushrooms, just unbelievably. So I have videos posted where you can see me start a stage or while I'm shooting, when I reload, my bolt gets stuck back. So the tail, as it came back, would get stuck on the inside of it. And what it was doing was, as it came back, it would slam into the back, and then with the force of the spring pulling it forward, but at the same time it was stuck to the tail, it would yank it back into the receiver and pop the cover up.
Gotcha.
Ching, ching, ching. I get it now.
Yeah. So what I managed was, luckily, the fix at the moment on that stage. So I got a rerun on it, but at the moment while Mark was there, it was grab a new recoil spring rod and spring, which was, he took it out of his M23, so it was 5.56 spring. But to be safe, before my rerun, I went to the very first bay, which has nothing down it, and I just dumped 30 rounds, and just to make sure. And all I did was I tuned my gas down, and with that lighter spring, I figured it might run, it should, and sure enough, it did. So I ran the stage again. It ran fine, but I didn't realize till the next stage, when I looked at it, that the mushroom was so bad it had to be filed down. So luckily, I ran up to the car real quick and just grabbed the file, and I just hit the sides real quick, and it turned out fine. And I managed to clear that stage and the very last stage.
So lessons learned.
Check your rifle.
Check your rifle before
Check
you
your shit.
throw a little file into the range bag, just in case you got to give it a little zhuzh up.
Run a Dremel in that bad boy.
On there. Well, you're in the woods, so unless you're bringing the Milwaukee with you,
You got to bring the battery power.
which you should. So I guess as we kind of get on to kind of the second half of the first hour here, anything that you would change about KCon?
The
your
left
match
target on the
performance?
last stage.
Talk to me about that one.
It's the same as winter. The
The
rock
hidden
stage?
targets,
You
where
could
it's
not
like
see it.
half,
Yeah.
Dude,
half the steel
Look.
is in the dirt, pretty much.
I'm all about hard visibility. Non-visibility is insane. Okay. Move the target up 6 inches. That's all I ask. I understand it's supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to be hard. But when I'm literally shooting into the shadows and I'm just like, I don't know. Do I go high? Do I go low? You can't see where you're missing. You can't. You're just hoping to hear a ping. And so I'm just like, all right, shoot here. Okay, shoot higher. Okay, shoot lower. Shoot left. Shoot right. And
Well,
like
and then
getting
remember, we were told about what everyone was calling high wasn't actually high.
nothing. Yeah.
Because they had the muddy waters below the target that was
Yeah.
skipping off the mud. And so what people thought was hitting high was actually hitting too low.
Yeah.
ricochet, and throwing up.
This was still on that
Yeah.
same left target that was hard
Yeah.
to see, or was this a different target
Yeah.
on that stage?
I feel a higher
The
target
same one,
stand
I
or
guess.
move the target, like, because I
Well-
think winter they didn't have one. They had one kind of in the middle, but I'm pretty sure winter there was an additional target in the middle, and that left one. That left one.
Mhm.
All I'm asking, I'm not saying paint the damn thing yellow just so Jamie can see it. I'm not asking for that. Make the stand a little bit taller, or put like a fucking silhouette over there like there was on the right side. Something that's a little higher off the ground that you can see,
Yeah.
or hit a weed whacker in front of the damn thing.
I
It'll
don't
take
know
you a
why you're
couple minutes.
complaining about that though, because I cleared that stage with my irons. So
Hold on, I gotta mute show here real quick. But
No, I was gonna say, so that stage, I shot that left target blind pretty much. That was the only stage I used the donut reticle,
yeah,
because all you could see was the two orange posts.
yeah,
So what I did is I used that donut reticle, the side ones, and I just moved it up and down the two orange posts until they called hit. So I mean, I was shooting at a mythical target
Yeah.
that was kind of there.
I kept shooting at the strap, thinking I can see it. It's right there. But then, like, after the stage was over, I like walked up a little closer and like really stared at it. I think I looked at it through I looked at it through the binoculars, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was shooting
that
at the strap
actually-
the whole time.
that target wasn't the only bad one. Even the 100 at our time that we were there, the
'cause the
100 was
sun.
even.
Oh yeah, the one on the
Yeah,
right.
'cause-
You and I both couldn't see
because
it.
you had the tree that was literally the same
Yep.
width from the
Yeah.
distance you're looking at it, the same width. And since it's gray and the sun's behind it with the shade and the tree, the target literally turned into the tree.
Or
So you had
one
to
bad thing
creep
I'll say,
over and check what
that
you were shooting at.
gong was on one strap, okay, and that strap's been shot all day because I'm sure many people like myself thought the strap was the target and are just popping holes in it. I shot that thing because you had to go to the 4 positions of the rocks, right, Paul? 2 on top, 2
Yep.
through like the little rock
Yep.
holes. I shot it once here, and it's like you got to shoot all 4, move to the different spot, shoot all 4, etc. Shot all 4 here, moved over, and then shot all 4. And then when I went down to shoot that same non-visible target, I got it's still spinning, and I'm like, okay, like, can we put like a little more support on that thing so like when I hit it, I can hit it again like quickly without.
It
Oh,
was
let me go
just
to a different
walking like
target.
this.
This one's still spinning. It's like that was that pissed me off a little bit, but it's not
So
like I
was
did
that-
good on that stage, anyways.
Was that target, and were all of the targets essentially all very obscured from all shooting positions, or was it only from one
Not all.
It was
that it was?
if
having
we
an
shot
issue?
that one before noon, it wouldn't have been a problem. It was
Mm.
just because of
it's
where
one
it was in
it's
the
one
trees.
of those where it's one of those where like our first stage was good for us,
Yeah,
but
Right.
by the time we got to that stage, it was not good. So it's all give and take. The one thing that I would say is anything you have steel on, if you're not going to paint the targets, paint all of the stands or
Yeah.
the hook or the straps.
well, I mean,
like at least
they
give
did
us
somewhat of a job on that. But another
no,
thing,
it was better, but like same thing, pistol targets, like just do on the post because
Yeah.
I understand challenge, but
Right.
it's nice to know where targets are so we could get
Right.
shooting.
okay, and another thing that frustrates me, I wouldn't say frustrates me, but I don't think it's the thing to do. The rock stage. Okay, hey, that target fell down, the strap got shot up. Just double tap that one instead. I'm like, no, we'll wait for a new target. I didn't get to double tap that one. I had to look for
Yeah.
the hard target that is now not there. I was like, that's not, I would have loved to have just been, I can't see this, I'm going to double tap that one. That wasn't an option for me.
Yeah.
So as
No,
much as
I-
it sucks, if a target falls, you have to replace it. You have to fix it. You can't just say double tap this one because then, okay, maybe it's not, exactly given an advantage, but it makes it different for like the next 4 shooters till the target gets replaced.
Well, I mean, the one that like I couldn't hit my small steels. I did not get enough trigger time on this to feel comfortable with like small steels at
Yeah.
certain distances. That it happened to show one time where he flipped the 4th plate from the left,
Yeah.
and they just told him to double tap the like 6-inch instead of the 4-inch,
Yeah.
which it's like I see that. I understand, and that was in the middle of the run, so you're not going to stop him.
Right.
But then again, we reviewed something today that he posted, and one of his hits was a hit. So
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, that's a very small gripe on my end. Is it, causing people to podium who, when the guy behind him would have podiumed if he didn't have to double tap a target? Probably not. Maybe a coin flip of a
But
chance.
that is one
every
thing. So
500.
if you remember when Matt came over to fix that target on the last stage, he did say he's wanting to come up with a way to make all the targets a quick change target where it's something goes down, you just slap a new one up before the next shooter.
Well, honestly, I think at every stage, I mean, granted, this would be a lot of steel and a lot of work. Maybe not ridiculous amount of work, but there should at least be targets on the stage, at least 2. Like if you have okay, let's say the back and forth one, there's 5 targets. Okay.
yeah,
Have at least 1 spare target ready on that stage somewhere. This one's going down. Hold on, I got a spare one here. I'll replace it. You call Matt or whoever. Hey, we had a target go down. Can somebody come fix this? I'm using the spare. That way it's, you keep it moving. It's not, well, I can't get a hold of anybody on the radio. Let's just wait. And you can kind of at least have 1 spare target ready to roll. But then you can't always, because some of them are like 8, 6, 4. Like what if the 4 goes down? All I've got is this 8. I guess he's gonna shoot.
Yeah, I mean, but those are the ones that are kind of simple. Like you could realistically, you're 9 times out of 10, you're not going to shoot the ears off. Like it's going to be the strap that falls. It's going to be bolts that are needed. Yes, post break shit like that happens, but I mean, they do a decent job with trying to keep it flowing.
I'm not hating on
I'm not. Yeah, there's no hate
Matt,
on that. I love the match, Matt. You're probably gonna watch this. It's still one of my favorite.
He will be at Mitten State, just so you guys know. So I'm excited to see him there again. And maybe he doesn't hit a deer this time. Matt, wishing you luck if you're listening.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're a deer and you're listening to this, lock up your daughters, lock up your wives, because Matt's coming with this minivan.
Yeah, and he doesn't feel like hitting somebody again in a county he didn't know where he was.
No.
But
one question that I do have for you guys: the pistol round count,
low,
pretty low. Is that something? I mean,
I feel
it allows you to kind of economically be able to shoot a 10mm, I guess, because there's only sub. What was it? 30 rounds.
Choice ShO made. ShO made that choice to bring a 10mm
clear for both days. So yeah,
okay, 30 rounds a day. So do you? I mean, for me,
I want more.
I want
more.
I'm
pistol well.
I'm not a pistol shooter, and I think it should be at least a 75 per day, and
even
that's
if
like
it's
my minimum.
Even if it's something simple,
what I was thinking, like
a couple knockdowns,
25 yards. 25 yards, throw some IPSCs on both sides. You got to hit them staggered, or you got to do it 3 and 3.
Even if every stage is, even if it's just like, okay, you did all this rifle shit, there's 10 knockdowns. Hit them, and I know they got them because I seen them laying around. There's extra knockdowns out there. I did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, give me something at every stage to at least utilize my pistol. I mean, I'm carrying the goddamn thing. I might as well use it.
ShO, do you want to shoot more pistol, or are you kind of fine with the round count where it's
at? So this one, I mean, I was cool with it. I didn't really have any thoughts into the pistol part. It was fine. I liked all the stages that had them. They were all cool. But yeah, I think more would have been better. I think it would be a lot more fun, even though it would be more rounds and more costly to shoot 10mm. But
that's the choice you made.
Yeah, and I shot 45 this year because, I mean, again, we were thinking Death Star.
You were thinking Death Star, yeah. I was a little upset when there was no Death Star.
Bring 45. I had the red dot on top. I was like, this is what I'm going to do. And then I get the one-handed ammo can shot and completely shit the bed and remove myself.
I actually smoked that one.
Thinking
I wasn't going to do good.
With as much rifle as you're shooting there, I wouldn't be pissed off at all if, like, the Death Star stage, if they brought the Death Star back, they had some knockdowns and they had baseballs, and it's like, you shoot all your baseballs, shoot those 3 steel in the back with your rifle. Shoot this Death Star, shoot those 3 steel in the back. I wouldn't be mad if there was just a light rifle stage and it was heavy pistol. At least I got to, like, really use the pistol, like, to its fullest on one good stage.
I feel like there was some times at Big Piney where there was maybe as a winner, and it might have been the first winner that I shot with you, Tommy, where it was like, all right, you get 10 shots with your rifle, unlimited pistol.
Yeah.
So it was like, hey, whatever you can clear for these baseballs with your rifle,
was the
that's
baseball
fine.
one.
Yep, that's fine. But then once you're done with your rifle, you're just kind of done. And then it's shoot as much pistol as you want. And I feel like there were a couple of those in days past where it was like, hey, you only get a certain number of rounds for your rifle. But then you can shoot as much as you want with your pistol because it's assumed that like these shots are going to be easier with your rifle. Take the further baseballs that are out here or their further targets or whatever it is.
Yep.
And I definitely missed out on some of that in kind of the last 3 lead farm events that I've gone to. Obviously I'm pretty decent with the pistol, so this is a little bit selfish for me to say like, yeah, do more of what I am good at.
Yeah.
But
more blind stages.
Yeah.
Well,
so then I don't have to plan.
That stage that you're talking about is what motivated me to get a better pistol, start shooting more, like actually get proficient with the pistols. Because that stage I did so bad, like it was so poor on Saturday, the first year, and then I just got in my head. I ended up leaving so many baseballs, and the next day I did like perfectly fine. And I was like, okay, I just need to focus in on it. And it was my first 2-gun competition. I've never done anything, it was always like, I mean, again, we're talking 4 years. I've only done 10 matches, 15 matches. Like, I'm not someone that does so many, but that's my 1-2 gun. Like, that is where I want to pull my pistol out. And I don't mind shooting, even if he did a round count. Obviously, ShO, you'd probably bring out the 9 if it was like 150 round count for pistol one day. It makes sense to have that, but I wouldn't mind that.
yeah.
Like, I want to shoot that. Like,
are you trying to imply that ShO couldn't afford to shoot that much 10 millimeter? ShO, I'll take this. Tommy,
Oh, he
pocket
knows
watch.
I can't afford it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a difference between knowing and thinking, my friend.
Absolutely. So if we were to grade this overall as a match for both days, how difficult would you rate it out of 10?
I felt like it was
It's
easier
different for
this
me.
year.
It's different for, I don't know, like for us or for like your average guy.
For
I
you
mean,
guys,
I am the average guy.
Where would you rank it?
Difficulty wise, like
like
this was easier than last year. Again, taking away the wall, climbing over it, certain things
wasn't
like that.
bad.
It wasn't bad, but
So
it's
it wasn't
adding to
horrible.
something. Again, if it was your 5th or 6th run of the day, and then you have to do that, we started
that was like our
there
first.
last.
That
Yeah,
was fresh.
it was fine for us, but like those are the things that you add to a match that is kind of making it a mini brutality. And I feel like this year it was just like a harder match. Like, yeah, we still had to pull the dummy.
Yeah,
We still had
which
to
I did
do
fantastic
that.
at.
I did fine with that. ShO got attacked by the stage equipment.
Yeah, I got attacked by the stick was fighting to take the doll back from me, trying to keep Ivan from being drugged.
You pulled that right out of the
nail
ground.
Jammed into it. He impaled the dummy into the nail and then tried dragging the whole structure away.
Paul, do you remember the left shooting, right shooting one in winter? It was the same concept, but this time you had to, like, say you started left barrels shooting left-handed, right barrels right-handed. You had to run up to the fences and drag a dummy from here to here, and then you engage with the pistol.
Gotcha. So, I mean, I do kind of want to hold you guys to a number here just because I've got another question. But if you had to rank it out of 10 with how difficult it was, shot, stage design, how strenuous it was overall, like where would you put it out of 10?
I'm going to say 8.
Going at 8.
Yeah, it wasn't anything.
I was going to say 7.5, 8.
Okay. It wasn't anything I wasn't. Yeah, it's not like it was a match I couldn't do and complete everything. I just didn't. I shot poorly on a few stages, I mean, it was difficult. Yes, that's why it's getting an 8, but it's all within reason. You should be able to do it. If you definitely know your holds and your distances, it shouldn't. I mean, there was people who like Big Ryan. Ryan smoked those fucking stages, you know? And like there was stages, like I said, I did good at. There was stages Tommy ShO did fantastic at, and then there's stages where you do okay. And then for me, there was stages where I was like, this is absolute trash. I just fucking, you know, it was bad. But it's not, I wouldn't say it's like something you can't do.
So 8 out of 10, pretty high. Would
Yeah.
you want it to be more difficult? And if it was, where would you want it to be more difficult? Would you want it to be pulling heavier objects? Would you want there to be more targets that are at further ranges, or just more targets, period, so that you have to maybe engage more from each position? Or would you want it to be more difficult, maybe like, hey, instead of having to shoot through 2 ports on a VTAC, now you have to do 4 and you have to go prone more? Or is it, hey, this is as strenuous and difficult as I want to match. I just want a different variety, but at this level.
So I think the level's fine. I think it is. I think it's more of change it up.
Yeah.
I think that's what I think. I think they just need to change the stages up
I
where
think
it's not similar each time you go. You're just
with-
changing a few things. I think it should be a major change in each stage.
Gotcha.
like with the jungle stage, I guess you could consider them both blind stages. Yeah, I guess both jungle stages are somewhat blind. The new one more or less than the last one or the first one that we shot. I like stuff like that where you have to think more instead of you can see everything. You're trying to game it out before you even get up to the line. I like more of a, all right, you're going to start here. There's X amount of targets past this point. Find them. Okay, and granted, you can't do that with every stage because it's all wide open in some stages. I don't think necessarily dragging heavy cans and dummies makes a stage harder. It's just more physical. I don't know if that even makes sense. I think they just need to try to
agree.
switch things around a little. Like the one with the dummy, wrap all that shit in black tape so you can't see a fucking thing before you start. Okay, don't let people walk through and air gun all the pistol targets. Hey, there's 10 targets behind this tarp. You're not looking at them right now.
Yeah,
Just
that's one
shit
thing
like
I
that.
noticed a lot. The air gunning, like I don't know. I get it. You know, it sets people up and helps you gauge it, but I don't know. I'm one. I don't care for air gunning, and I think you should just be told what to do and run that stage and see what
Yeah.
happens. Not run through the stage air gunning everything, and then run the stage with a real gun.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind seeing targets, but I think it should be like, okay, this is the stage. They walk you through and they hit a clicker. You guys got 30 seconds. Because I mean, there was sometimes like people would like, I'm not, and I mean, I've been guilty of this, I'm sure, but like, let me gun it down from this angle. Let me gun it down from this angle. Let me walk it again. I mean, granted, yeah, that's cool. It helps you develop a good plan, but I like the on the fly more or less. I don't know. That's just me.
I think
I
if
will
you can,
say if the blind stage, like if he had more like that, it would just be again more marking. Like they did put the caution tape around when you get down there, so you could kind of see. Again, I would do orange tape. Like, let's be safe. Let's know
Yeah.
where we're going at
I
least.
didn't feel anything was unsafe.
No. Not
Okay,
not
just putting
saying
that
that
out
it's
there.
unsafe. I'm just saying, like, when you're in a green forest, it's nice to have something that's super. Again, blaze orange is a
Yeah.
color to have in the woods if you need to know position and mark.
Right.
That's how I look at it. But having more stages like that, where again you're walking into it not knowing until you're ready to hear the beat.
Yeah. Well, it goes to like what M26 said on an episode we did here. It's like a lot of competition isn't necessarily, I mean, it is skill based, but it's more or less who can run it faster. Who can run it faster than the guy before him? Because everybody knows where every target is. Everybody knows the whole layout. But if everybody, like, once again, the jungle stage, nobody knew what the fuck it looked like until the one guy who shot it came up and said, well, okay, if you're standing here, you want to look at like 1 o'clock, you know, and to him, it might have been 1 o'clock. To you, you might have been standing a step to the left. So it's more of a 2 o'clock for you. So you don't really see it. You just have an idea of what's going on in there. And I like that. I like a good challenge. You know, I mean, granted, it was challenging, the whole thing. But yes, but I don't know. I'll shut the hell up. I just like
I-
I like
if you-
blind stages.
If you're going to give me the option to pre-walk the stage and to put in the effort to come up with a stage plan, like I'm going to take every advantage that I can get. So while I do think that it is silly, some of the guys that do air gunning, I will run the stage beforehand at a pace that I think is close to what I want to run it at.
Yeah.
And that to me is just like, hey, if you're giving me the opportunity to, perform the best that I can, I would be stupid not to do that.
Right.
But if you force everybody to run it blind and sit off to the side, I also think that if you're the first guy to run it,
It's definitely more difficult than the last guy.
Well, so for a blind stage, if you come back and you tell everybody what you saw, then you're going to give them an advantage. Or, hey, I can come back and just say, keep an eye out.
Yeah.
And then
you can be that asshole.
Let
you're not being an asshole. I get what you're
we're
saying.
also competing.
Yeah.
That's what it is, though. Yeah.
Well, it's like sometimes you got to watch out what you say. Like the rock stage, for instance. Like I asked the question in front of everybody to where if I wanted to be an asshole, I could have just asked that RO by myself. And then everybody would have watched me. Like the rocks on top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's the 2 rocks you have to shoot on top. And he's like, you have to shoot from the orange. This orange paint was a good 5 feet from each other. Like the top of this rock was orange. The top of this rock had like a 1 foot orange line. And I just asked him, I said, so you can shoot. I was like, do you have to be on the orange? He's like, no. I was like, so I can shoot from here and then just turn my gun like this. He's like, yes. And maybe that's a question I shouldn't have asked in front of everybody because everybody would have been shooting from here and then moved 5 feet over here. And I would have just went up and went like this and this. And everybody would be like, whoa, what the fuck? He didn't move. But I asked the RO. He said I didn't have to. That's me gaming a stage and not giving everybody else the same advantage I would have had on that. I'm not that kind of guy. I want everybody to know all the little tidbits.
I asked a question for that stage, but it didn't apply to anyone else because no one else can kneel in all 4 positions because of their heights. So it didn't really help anyone else.
I got long legs. My name's Tommy.
That's the only thing I got, dude.
Yeah.
Mella's torso's longer than mine, so I'll take my
I don't know if that's Mella's shirt or your shirt you're wearing right now, Tommy.
This one is not Mella's because it's smaller than hers.
Right. I love you, buddy. But
anything else that you guys want to bring up for KCon specifically that you've been stewing on, brooding with, ruminating with for the last week here?
I just want to say is the same as the last 2 years. It's over with. It's been over with for a little over a week now. And I'm just excited for the next year already. I'm like looking forward to it because, like I said, I had that small conversation with Matt as he was driving by on the go-kart or the golf cart, and it's the 10 year. So I expect some different shit. I expect it to be harder. I expect, I'm excited for next year already. And I still have 50 weeks to go. But for real. But like
no, I'm in the same spot. That KCon, summer KCon is one of those that I can never miss. And it's just ingrained and I'm sticking to it. And I love it. I love it so much. And
yeah, it is probably
it's badass.
It's one of my favorite. Now, see, people at Thunder are going to bitch at me for this. It's one of my favorite events because it's just very challenging. I love Thunder because it was my first one, so that holds a special place in my heart. But I just love the challenge of a KCon. It's fun.
They're very different, and I think that the
absolutely.
I love the 2-gun.
I
love the 2-gun aspect.
Yeah, and the ranges just allow for different style of competition.
Oh, dude. And Paul, you weren't
there.
The guy who owns Lead Farm is building this huge, like, Tommy, what would you call that? Like a pavilion? Not a pavilion.
Oh.
Like a pole barn?
It's not enclosed, though. It's like a better place to hold awards than everybody standing around that small gazebo. It's like all enclosed, like a big ass. It's like an open pole barn.
I didn't even know about that.
What do you mean? It's right there when you pull in the driveway. It's huge. You didn't notice that?
Oh shit! I guess.
Yeah, when you left and you drove through the grass up there. Yeah,
I didn't drive through the grass.
Tommy drove through the grass.
Knows the place like the back of his hand.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's fine. I
that's
went down that
smooth.
driveway in reverse because I left my
What's that?
phone in Mark's golf cart. That I felt stupid. But yeah, I don't know. The owner's awesome. He's very, he keeps that place up as much as he can. I mean, yeah, granted, I'd like to see some shit change, but you don't realize how far out that 600-yard shot is till you fly out there with a drone. I can say that.
So ways.
Yeah.
600 yards is out there, dude. Because I was
It's
just like
a ways.
flying this drone, like, where the hell is this thing? But
Just think of a football field.
dude, it's
then
huge.
Multiply.
I don't know. Does anybody
It's
feeling
wild.
winter KCon-ish, or is it too early to ask that question?
Winter KCon's fantastic for me because it's like the only match that's going on in like a 8-state ring around Wisconsin. That's like a major, essentially December through March.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of an easy yes for me to get there. But we had this discussion earlier. I don't think that I'll be shooting the night again, only because it destroys me for the next day. Now, I say
that was brutal.
and I know somebody who recently won night vision. And I have no idea who it is. But
let me just say there was
You
some
got
night
big
shooting.
head.
There was some night shooting that went on Saturday, and
yeah,
ShO, did I tell you about all that footage I got?
No, I don't think so.
I didn't get any. Now,
No.
quick question to the boys here. Let's say you have a brand new recording device. Okay.
yeah.
You plug it in, you charge it, you hit the power button, the blue light comes on. You hit the power button again, the blue light flashes. Which one is record?
The flash.
I would assume the solid light.
ShO.
Yeah, solid.
I said flash.
I thought it was the flash. I recorded everything I didn't think we were needing to record. I recorded us
that's
walking
awesome.
and talking. I recorded us laughing like, oh my God, that was awesome. I recorded here, try this one. And I've got one shot of me shooting Tony's gun. Other than that, like the KP9 that we were
So-
shooting, all the mags we went through with Tony's
What was
rifle.
the flashing? What did the flashing mean?
It
It's
means
just on standby.
Yeah, it's standby.
Yeah.
I thought that meant
That's
record because
so-
when you
but
record,
GoPro flashes.
but when you record, there's usually like an old VHS camera, like the little thing flashes and says record. That's what I
thought it was always a solid red light.
Is it? I don't know.
No, even
I thought it was
back in the
flashing.
day, it was always flashing, and even the GoPro, when it's recording, it's blink, blink.
It is? I thought it was
blink.
solid.
Yeah,
Do I have one later on here?
hit it.
We're
It's
gonna
over
get to the
there.
bottom
I'm
of
not
this.
going to get it. But anyways, from now on, I know. Push the button once, blue light, record. Because I was talking to our guy, Tony. Hey! And that blind stage we
Tony.
did, me and Tony were like, I was like, Tony, next year's 10 year. You got to talk to Matt about doing something like this at night. Like, even if it's 3 stages at night of just like some fun in the dark shit, like the jungle runs, I think that would be badass. Go tie some chem lights to them somewhere and just have a blast because I thought it was awesome.
I think that night stages can be
Tracers
fun,
and Steel
especially.
Wool.
Yeah. I think that night stages can be fun depending. Obviously now more people have night vision than kind of ever before.
It's more acceptable and cost efficient. I got some for $65.
Acceptable or accessible?
That too.
Well, you can't buy grammar these days.
I have a GED. We go through this every episode about my grammar.
I'm just being a dick because I don't have night vision.
Yeah, well,
and I'm incredibly
Cheers to
jealous.
that.
Yeah.
let me
but
move ShO over here then, because ShO has night vision. ShO can be right there.
I like shooting night stages, but at the winter ones, it just beats me up so much that the next day it just sucks.
It does. We're the night vision side.
I'll be I'll probably be there for winter, but the next one that we're going to, unless there's anything else that you guys want to talk about when it comes to KCon, is going to be AK Masters, which is coming up in South Carolina this weekend.
Yeah, I will not be there, but I hope you boys show up, show out, let everybody know about Team AkAllDay because I will not be there, but we will rejoice and see each other again at, well, when is the next one we're all going to be at? Mitten?
Probably
Thunder?
Mitten State.
You going to Mitten?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Tommy?
Mitten.
Probably not because I want to move. Right?
It's one day.
Yeah, it's one day, dude. Don't be a punk, dude.
You're not muted.
Tell Milla, just say, Milla, I gotta run to the store. Okay, I'll be right back. I need some Dr. Scholl's or something, and then we'll grab you. We'll drive to Michigan. Milla, I hope you're not listening. We'll drive to Michigan. We'll pass out. Just don't answer your phone.
Just bring her. It's on the way to Tennessee.
That's interesting.
Is it?
I actually know what a map looks like.
Yeah.
No.
You're looking at
Michigan.
around.
Michigan's a lot lower than it was the last time that you checked.
They started taking more.
Yeah. So next ones that we've got coming up, we've got AK Masters coming up this weekend. Anything that you guys want to talk about there? I'm getting a rifle tomorrow that I'm going to try to run. So this is going to be probably the dumbest thing that I've ever done. But
No,
I'm
dude,
gonna
that's
try to make
fine.
that
People
happen.
do that shit all the time.
Oh, geez.
They do. What do you got? A whole 3 days? Make it happen, dude. Sight it in, mag dump it a few times. Good to go. Don't listen to me.
I'm pumped. Yeah, I'm running. We're actually going to do the same shit we did at KB. We're hot swapping these. Or that low guy.
Very nice. Very nice.
So it should be good.
ShO, is the heavy M23 going to be ready for this weekend?
Oh, it's ready right now.
Fucking A right it is.
I don't even know why I asked. I should have assumed. Test pop.
Yeah,
probably. Actually,
pop one
the
off
only
right now.
reason I'm actually even going is because the mustache is going to be my shotgun.
There you go.
So I will be with Roche, and we will be driving together.
Nice.
Very
Is
nice.
Moisha
That's
going?
all. I just want to be able to drive with him for 7 hours and brag about beating him on his own stage.
Yeah, let him know. Let him know about my
brag
score
for
too.
us too.
It's gonna be like when Chris Farley interviewed Paul McCartney. He just sat there and he's like,
cool.
remember when you were in Wings?
Yeah.
Remember that?
That was pretty sick.
Yeah. ShO, be sure to call me when you're with Roche. Just be like, Jamie, be like, hey, what's up?
I'll be calling.
Yeah, and just be like, hey, I'm with John. I'll be like, John, 110-second, John. Oh, what's up, buddy? It's me, Jamie.
No,
101. How you doing?
119. Remember?
Yeah, 119. 18. So I had enough time to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich after I finished until John finished. Just kidding, John.
Mustache. That was 106, was it?
Yeah. What radio station are you listening to? 119. You know. We love you, John. That's the only stage I can brag about.
Love.
Well, no, I can brag about that one blind stage until Tony beat me, but whatever.
He just eats more carrots.
It should be. It'll be a great time, though. I'm also joining in the armor division.
Oh, you are?
Oh, geez.
The Neiled armor division or just the armored division?
The Neil armor division.
Oh, shit.
I even got like an 8-inch blade that I'm throwing on. So,
dude, I think
because I looked at my kit and I was like, I got that little like 2-inch bench made. I got like another one. I was like, I'll just grab like some ridiculous,
get one
almost of them, machete.
Yeah, big old Bowie knives from Harbor Freight that won't cut shit, but it looks cool. Has a compass on it.
I should get a machete now that you mention it.
Can't you store stuff in the handle too?
Hell yeah, you can, dude. Matches, fishing line, the essential accoutrement, orange crayon.
I didn't have enough space on my chest rig to carry everything, so I am running a like slick plate carrier, and then I'm putting a South African pattern 83 battle jacket over the top of that. So that's like the big one. So I'm gonna have 12 mags on me, and then I've got like 4 dump pouches, and then I've got a 2-liter Camelback on my back too. So that's where most of that 42 pounds is coming from.
You got me to get the Camelback, so I got that same one.
Hell yeah!
But I just
also
got
from
the
Amazon
backpack pouch on the Tango, so I'm just gonna run that.
Speaking
and then it was like 5 mags we got to run.
I think that's the minimum. I think he's going to run 8, so I'm going to try to one-up him and go for 10. But he's running side plates, which I don't have. So I don't know. It'll probably even out in the aggregate, but it's going to be a hot, sweaty one down there.
Oh yeah.
Tommy, you don't have FB, do you?
No, I don't.
I got a friend request. I got a friend request, and I'm pretty sure it's our friend.
Yevgeny?
I don't know how to fucking read that writing. I barely speak English. We only have like...
It's probably him then, yeah.
Okay. Just double checking because I had to like look at it a few times. Like I'm pretty sure that's who this is. I don't know.
Well,
But like
we
his
are,
location gave it away.
We are just at about 2 hours here. Anything else that anybody's got in relation to KCon?
I loved it. I can't wait for next year. I will be practicing baseballs the rest of this summer and probably after that into the fall because I do not want to look like a fool like I did the first KCon I went to and just whiffed on the baseballs. That's my thing.
Slobfest this
Oh,
year will
dude.
be stacked
Yeah,
with
can't forget about
baseballs, just so
Slobfest.
you know.
I think that's the last thing I'm doing this year, Slobfest.
It's going to be stacked down in Tennessee too. I heard.
So it's definitely not going to be in Tennessee because home base is home
Heard
base,
it's,
and we don't have to say where it is.
Tennessee's. It smells, is what I heard. I don't know. It's weird.
It's no Kentucky, that's for sure.
Damn right it ain't.
Yeah, especially his
But,
side of the.
So you guys will be rocking it at Masters. Like I said, I'm envious of you, but I'm hoping you all the best, honestly. And yeah, like go out there and get it, boys. You know, represent.
Should be a good time. At least
I can't
hope
wait to
it
see
is.
photos and videos. Please take plenty for me. And then we
We'll get
got
it
what?
done.
Don't forget Monday, Mitten State. Register.
Yep.
Check.
We'll be there.
check,
Next
check.
Monday.
No,
Yes.
this coming Monday. Well,
That's what I mean.
Well, yeah, all right. If the day's already gone, I don't consider it next. I just consider it.
Half a fortnight
Monday.
from now.
Yeah.
Paul, you play Fortnite?
Of course not. I have
Oh.
a college degree.
Well, I play Fortnite. Fuck you guys. It's the only game I'm good at anymore. I just
I don't
wreck little
play
kids on that.
games. I don't
You gotta
play
play
games.
You got to play Snow Runners. It's all about mud
Cool
and trucks.
Borders? Oh. I was playing this farming game on my phone, but then like I had to drive through city streets hauling corn, and I was like, this is stupid. I was like, I can't be
What the hell
farming.
am I doing with my
Yeah.
life?
I was like, can I just hire somebody to do this? Why am I doing this?
All right, we're losing the plot.
That's
I've
what we
watched.
do here.
I've watched ShO's background go from light to semi-light
Yeah.
to dark.
But we still see ShO. That's a good thing.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
see
Got
me.
it
Hold
going.
on. There we go.
That's how
just
you
got
need
this
to
all
show. You
covered.
need to just be like this, so that everybody's like, "Oh, I know that guy from Instagram." They don't know who the hell you are right now.
Oh, yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
I ain't got it on me.
Oh, yeah. Just there you go. Oh my God, it's that guy.
Overall-
Now I know
Oh.
who that is.
Oh, geez, it's him.
Overall, it's
Yeah.
honestly this year was solid. Yeah, what we talked about is pretty much the only things that I would change and just add pistol. Add more pistol, I would say.
Yeah.
Even if it's like what we were talking about, even if
Just
it's
a
just
couple,
like
dude. Just to
the
clear
long
the stage
distance
out.
run. Let's say at the long distance, you get a bonus if you are able to pull your pistol out at the last spot and hit
Yeah,
a string
whatever.
of 5 or something.
I just want to use it. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like Paul said, we're getting at the end here. I love you guys, and I really do wish you all the best this weekend. And
We'll keep in touch.
I can't
Well,
wait to get with
we
all you
should-
silly bastards later and high
ShO,
five.
what did you place in irons?
Saturday second,
Boom.
Sunday originally second, but their scoring was all jacked up. But they fixed it, and I got kicked down to third.
Boom. Still
Hey.
bringing home the medal.
Second and third.
Still stayed on podium,
medal.
so it was pretty nice.
Nice job.
No
I
medal
still
for
don't have
me,
the correct
but yeah.
medal yet.
Yeah.
I'll wait for that whenever it comes.
I'm still waiting for
so
Matt.
I'm still second for now because I still have the trophy, but that's
Fuck yeah,
going
you
to
do.
that's going to Masters with me, and I'm giving it to I already forgot his name, but yeah, he's getting it, and then I got to wait for my third to come in whenever it comes in,
With
and
wet
then
paint.
yeah, wet paint.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for Matt to come up with a 20th. And then
Hey,
I'll
you
take some
listen.
home.
Hey, so Jamie and I had 2 goals this year, and it was to try to get up top to a certain percentage and beat ourselves from last year.
I did.
And one of the days we both did that. Both days we did pretty damn good overall and in our division. I think
Yeah.
so. First day I got 6th in non-magnified. Second day I got 5th, and like overall was 14th or something. So I mean, I felt good about the day. I shit the
Mhm.
bed on a couple, and it was enough to take me out of.
Oh yeah, that's why I threw
think,
my
You know,
rifle.
and that's what KCon is about.
Yeah.
I broke even compared to last summer because last summer I did first and fourth. I got the honorable mention fourth, and then this year was second and third.
Yeah.
So I think
So
I just broke even.
ShO didn't excel or decline, and he's
No.
better than us, and he has a boat, is what he's trying to say. I don't have a boat.
Last
So-
year I was limping too, but I don't remember why.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say that, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever think you can't go to a competition and you can't compete because you're not good enough, ShO had a legit limp throughout the entire event until they said, "ShO, you're up," and that limp he's faded that pain
Yeah,
away.
you
He said,
kind
"I'm
of
fighting
get in
through
the
this."
zone, like you just
Hell yeah,
totally
you
forget
did.
about it.
He got all Van Dammed out, dude. He just was like, "I'm
What you guys
blind. I
don't
can't
know
see
is
shit."
I'm actually shanking him in the thigh so he doesn't feel his calves.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm waiting next year. I will
Which,
be
by the
handing
way,
out.
my thighs still burn from
Yeah.
last weekend.
I
Yeah.
bet, dude. I saw that
Gotcha.
the picture the other day. It looked like Sam Solik's forearm. Your shit was all vascular and
Yeah,
crazy looking.
the
Holy
shin
shit,
and the
bro.
calf were just destroyed.
It was insane.
If by the way, what it is I have a blood clot in my left leg, and
that's not stopping him, is
getting
what he's
better.
saying. Oh,
Yeah, I'm still getting out there. I'm still doing it. It's whatever. If I drop dead, I
Yeah.
drop dead.
but taking home medals while he's doing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't ever sell yourself short. If I can do it, I'm overweight. I like tacos, and I still go out there and give it my all. ShO's got a limp. Paul can't, or wait, no, Tommy can't count, and Paul, he can't grow a beard. So, like,
Well, I can't grow a beard.
Paul's just like,
I
what the
can't
fuck?
count. I got 3 herniated discs and a shattered wrist.
Paul,
so
I've seen
I
you
think
grow a
we're
beard.
just
I take it back.
group of degenerates over here.
And that's why we're a team, and that's why we're a squad, and we do well together. And that's why that's the whole meaning between me putting us together as a team, because it just goes to prove you don't need huge sponsors. You don't need to be the best. You just need to have a good group of homies that you love shooting with, and hit up a website and order some jerseys for you guys. And that's what we did.
That's I think one thing that people don't understand when they complain about jersey shooters. You can just order one.
Yeah, Neil told us
It's
that, and I ran
not
with it.
like it's not like you have to be given one. And
Nope.
there's like when you're ordering where they're like, okay, what team are you a part of? And then you have to select from a drop down. You can just make one, even if
Yeah.
you're just one guy. Just make a polyester jersey something and just put Bob's Titty Barn on the back of it, because that's a sponsorship that I want to see.
Yeah, the melon.
I mean, look at
Melon Shakers.
Pascal. I mean, he makes a shirt every year he comes for Kalash Bash. Like he makes his own shooting shirt for the weekend.
That's all you need to do.
Yeah. And then if you're making a new one all the time, just put a little rip right on the front. So then when you do eventually Hulk out because you did bad on a stage, you can just rip it. And then everybody's like, holy crap, he just tore his shirt off. That's really hard. It's not. There's a whole, I learned it from Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
It's just what happens.
Hulk Hogan did the same thing.
Yeah.
But
Hulk Hogan,
honestly,
his shirts were made out of balsa wood.
Yeah.
Those
Honestly,
weren't
for
real
me,
rips.
it's kind of like a friendly jab at like the really good guys who are like who are real professionals. Like, oh, you guys got jerseys with sponsors on them. Look, me and my buddies were subpar. Some are better than others, but we have a good time, and we got jerseys too.
We can see your nipples through the shirt.
Yeah,
just
I get
as
excited.
good as anybody else's shirt.
Don't call me out. I get excited. I'm a nipply guy, but it's late. As you can tell, if you guys are watching, you can see ShO's little area there. It's dark, and he looks tired.
Sad.
I don't know if that's because
I don't know how to.
No, I just turned out the lights.
But I'd like to thank everybody for listening. Please subscribe to the Spotify or the YouTube. Please leave us a comment. Let us know your favorite soda, what pistol you're shooting, what event you might be at that we could see you, because I think between the 4 of us, we have Mitten State coming up. We have Gunfighter Gauntlet. We have Thunder on the Tundra. You guys are going to be at Masters this week.
Yep.
And yeah, drop us a line. Let us know what you think. And stay safe. Stay humble. Use that code SAVAGE25 at teleimpex.com. Save yourself a little bit of money.
Use it.
Oh, no. Or do what you want. This is a free country. Don't use it. Use it. It's whatever. I don't care anymore. We'll see what happens. Don't
You
use
should
it.
probably try it, though.
Don't though, but do not in any circumstances. Do
Don't not use it.
Yeah. You see
Yeah,
that
But
code?
also
It's-
not
Yeah.
use it.
It's just simple. You see the code at the bottom of the screen. Do not use it. Does that work?
Do
Anyways,
not use it.
Yeah. I love you guys for being here. I'm sorry this got delayed, but I'm glad that we're here now. You guys are my boys. We're a team. Please do good next week. Be safe. Have fun. Drive safely. All that good shit. Send me pictures. And
Yes,
to
sir,
anybody
we
else
will.
out there, I
Oh
love
yeah.
you. And I'm gonna hit the end button because we just hit the 2-hour mark.
Watch Finding Nemo.
What?
I'm the goldfish.